All right, everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Well Laid Plans. I'm your host Brandon, and today I am joined by the artist formerly known as Crash. This is Ryan. Ryan, how you doing today, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, man. I know we've been chatting about this for a long time. Glad we finally could get together here and get a list built together.
Yeah, it should be good times.
Yeah, I know feel like we've been spitballing. We've had this conversation back and forth for a while. For those who have read the headline, we are going to be building a Wakanda list. We're going to be focusing mostly on M'Baku and original Black Panther, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I guess then the Killmonger also has an affiliation. We'll talk about it and all that, but I think the best two are pretty universally agreed upon as well. The new box that comes out, both of them have a new leadership, but I think
Yeah. They're trash.
yeah, they're not great. They're not great, but they're good. They're not bad models. They've got a lot of tactics cards and stuff, so uh, we can
Yeah.
not a huge affiliation. Before that box comes out, there's actually only 6 models in the affiliation.
Yep.
Uh, that box comes out. I do believe they actually put a date on it. It's the first or second week of February. I think it's right before Valentine's Day.
Okay. Very
So
good.
for everybody, good Valentine's Day gift for all of you out there. You can ask for it. That box. It's going to have interactive terrain that can change the rules. Is that right? Is that going to be in that box or is it going to be separate?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's going to be the big selling point. I'm hoping.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people are really kind of intrigued by that. Um, so if you can see, Ryan can't see my screen at the moment. I have got all the Wakanda affiliated characters pulled up here. Started the list. We are using CerebroMCP.com for our list building needs. I've gone ahead and added M'Baku and Black Panther already. A couple slam dunks are going to be Shuri and Okoye, right?
Yeah. No doubt. And
Yes.
Killmonger.
Yeah, so then the other affiliated we're looking at, we have OG Killmonger, um, which's got a lot of good stuff going for him, as well as Storm's the only other member of the Wakanda. So, have you got to play Storm with Wakanda?
That's
Mic
something I
off.
kind of avoided for a while. But I think from what I've heard, with the buffs, it's worth it.
Mic
So I've
on.
usually been a fan of Shuri at 3 slot.
Yeah. So Storm's at least worth considering, right? We might want to.
Yeah, the consensus is now with the some of the new tactics cards that you can definitely use her
Yeah,
and she
makes
can walk throw. Yeah.
yeah makes her a lot more valuable. What do you feel about Killmonger 2 and T'Challa 2?
So when I pull them up, like so first the new Black
Mic off.
Panther, like I don't really like him because um so like I don't know if you remember like Hela had like the 444 defenses and
Mic
before
on.
she got
Yep,
like
yep.
better and she has like Odin's blessing for like defensive tech, but this guy has nothing. Like he has the royal rebuke where he rolls the crit or the wild and they suffer a damage, but like that's not going to like really save him, so he's just going to kind of like get killed real quick if they focus fire on him.
So that was some of the points. We went over this character on Crit Hit Wild, and those are some of the points that I had. It just, I don't know where you're going to convince me to play one more point. Sorry about that. One more point for this character, and not play original Black Panther.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So
Mic
and
off.
then the new, I mean, his leadership's kind of cool. Like, they take the damage from the push into terrain, but then that's terrain dependent. And then also, he still is just gonna like flop when people focus fire on him.
Mic on.
I agree. I do like building around this leadership if you want to do that, but I think if you like, I feel like you have to build almost your entire list around this leadership, really focusing on making sure you do multiple pushes a turn with like every character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have you. What do you think about putting them on the list? Do you consider these, or I don't have a problem not considering either of them, mainly because they're not out for almost a month and a half. But also, I'm not sure where they really fit long term in a
Yeah.
Wakanda based list if
Yeah.
you're
I
not
mean,
focusing on their leaderships.
I think the thing is like with
Mic
the
off.
you want to have access to the original Black Panther because his leadership's so good. And then you have the original Killmonger who has usurped the throne card. Um, if the new one had it, it would make a stronger case for it. But like, I don't know. It's like it's just like $100 and they're not very good. And
Mic on.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much in agreement on that. I'm cool with just the original six, and then we can kind of move to some unaffiliated characters because that's really where this affiliation thrives. Is you have the ability to splash a ton of characters. But real quick, I'm just going to read the two leaderships that we're talking about.
sure.
Um, I know we've brought them up, but I want to make sure that people do understand. And so I've got M'Baku's up first, even though it's the second one. It's the longer one. I want to get it out of the way before we get to the short, sweet, and simple Black Panther leadership, which has been great since the day he was released, which was shortly after the game came out. So we've got M'Baku's leadership is Blessed by the Grey Key. It's an affiliation for Wakanda. Once per turn, when an allied character is contesting an objective token and would be pushed or placed by an enemy effect, you roll a die. If you get a crit, a wild, or a shield, you're not pushed or placed. It's already really good. And then additionally, once per turn, when an allied character makes an attack, if there are one or more wild results in the attack roll, it may change one die result to a hit. So it kind of gives you a little bit of benefit.
Like the
Us,
inverse of the new Captain Americas.
yeah. Yeah, they've been doing these a lot with the new leaders, which I do like. The dice manipulation part of it.
Kind of where it's in tandem, like almost two effects on the leadership.
Yeah, and I like the dual effect. It makes it a lot better, especially when you have an effect like the first one that's not gonna. If that was all, this card probably wouldn't be considered at all as a leader.
No, no, no. And
Mic
and the other
off.
thing is if you're looking at the M'Baku card, it's like two energy defense. So like you do have to
Mic
use
on.
Black Panther in tandem with him. Because if you run into like Cosmic Ghost Rider, you don't want to just, you know, dare him to shoot you with his builder for 6 dice into your 2 dice defense.
Well, that's a big thing I was gonna bring up. We have to play. I've been playing the game a lot with different affiliations recently. That was a big bonus when I got to play Asgard, is they all roll four defenses, which is
Yeah, no, it was
super
great.
nice.
That's who I was playing before this, and I didn't really get the consistency I wanted, and so now I'm gonna try Wakanda. We have a local circuit that we made for the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and we're gonna try to run like 4 events and have a championship. So it should be pretty cool. But I want something consistent that I can grow on.
Yeah, and Wakanda forever has been really, yeah, like what I did there, has been really consistent, and like they just don't get a ton of play. Like Black Panther, even on Longshanks, has a really good win percentage, but not nearly as many games played as you would think for a character that's been out.
Yeah, I think there was another podcast. I won't mention the name, but there was a guy from Sweden, and they were talking to him, and they said, when did Wakanda die in Sweden? He's like, oh, it never died, And I think here in the U.S., it's not as prevalent, and why that is, I don't know.
The what I've realized here in the U.S., it's a lot of recency bias. If a card is sideways, they love it. And
Right.
we've been talking about it a good bit on Crit Hit Wild, just the main one, is there's a lot of underappreciated cards that don't get enough play, nearly enough play, just because. And like I always say, it's because they're not turned sideways. You turn them sideways, people will play them all the time.
Mic
Ooh,
off.
shiny and new.
Mic on.
Well, and it's crazy to me because like a character like Magic, a 3-point threat that
Oh,
offers
beast.
super good and offers so much um, just difference and differing attacks, which are super good right now. And it's just like nobody plays her, and it's like why? And it's like
Because your card's
I think
vertical.
like I just pulled up Longshanks real quick. Black Panther on Longshanks has 731 games and a 52% win percentage, which
Last year, right?
I think it's year to date, or I don't know if it's
Yeah.
year to date or just. I think it might just be of all time. I don't know exactly.
Oh, I
So
think everything on
year to date,
Longshanks
yeah,
drops
in the
off.
last
Yeah,
365.
yeah, yeah.
So and M'Baku has 300 games with a 57% win percentage. So they have a
That's really
52%.
good.
They have a 52% win percentage, which is tied for fifth with 1,156 games played. Fifth place is Web Warriors with 3,563 games played. Shield has 2,230 games played. Criminal Syndicate is third with 4,448 games played. Then Hellfire Club is second with 1,913 games played. In what, less than 6 months? Because Emma has only been out 6 months.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And then Guardians is in first place with 5,266 games played.
Woo!
So it is
So,
significantly less games played with a very high win percentage. And I know the argument's always like, well, would they keep that? I don't see any reason why that would lower.
no, I don't see any reason why it would get lower.
I don't see it. I know. I always make the joke too because the Daredevil numbers for defenders are skyrocketing on Longshanks, and it's just like, yeah, but Doctor Strange is holding them real low because he's got a 37% win percentage and he's keeping them down. Even though
He's not the best.
yeah, Daredevil at one point was like, he's 52 right now, but at one point he was like 59, and like Strange was holding strong, keeping them down to where they were just not moving at all. Um, but just like it's just weird because I agree, and I think it's funny to see the differences in Europe and America and played. Same thing with like Convocation. Like Convocation's very heavily played in Europe, and I can't remember the last time I played against someone playing Convocation. I've actually been working a lot on Convocation because I wanna play it because I don't see a reason why it's not. I think it's a good introduction to the meta, and I think it's in a really good spot right now. Kind of what we were mentioning with a
Yeah.
lot of these weak defenses.
Well,
it's
we
easy
have a
to
really
take
good combo. We have a really good combo player in our local meta, and he uses the Ironbound books, but then he also uses Ultron Metal Tyrant, and he's
Oh,
highly effective.
ah, Ultron's in my list. I'm so excited to play them together.
Yes,
But I
it will
don't.
be good for you.
Yeah, I don't have that yet because I haven't wanted to spend the money on the core box. But that's like what I want so bad out of it.
eBay, man.
I love Ultron. I've been thinking about it, but honestly, I think I've got enough people who want to buy the other models that I think I can just do the eBay myself, I guess, and kind of sell it out. Anyway,
There you go.
we can get back here to Black Panther, which is probably going to be your leader more times than not. Um, he's the king of Wakanda. His affiliation, obviously Wakanda. While an allied character is attacking, defending, dodging during the modified dice step, you can spend a power. If you do, you can reroll one of your dice. Universally,
Not
really
once per
great.
turn.
Yeah, nothing fancy here. Just all good.
Just all good stuff all the time.
We're rolling in good. I've got them on the thing. We know what they do. I'm gonna leave them up. You guys can read them. You can pause. You can read the card. You can open Cerebro in another tab while you're listening, and look at all these models. A couple key things that we're gonna probably talk about over and over again. Super Genius and upgrades on Shuri, as well as the Panther Gauntlets. Okoye's Bodyguard. and a an affiliation 2 threat is just insane. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's our 2 threat.
yeah,
Like,
it's if you have one, you play it. I don't think there's a single affiliation that chooses not to play their uh, 2 threat. But um, let's get rolling, man. Let's get to these
okay.
high level
All
threats.
right.
As
Okay, cool.
always, Dormammu is excluded. We're not going to talk about
Yes.
Dormammu. We'll get to him eventually. We have 2 7 threats. We have Malekith
All right.
and the Immortal Hulk. Malekith has been changed again. I'm not going to go on my pity party about it. It just makes me sad. I don't like it. I don't like that they just keep changing him. I, I feel like the internet just complained enough, and this is what we got. Anyway, he should have been nerfed. He got nerfed twice. It is what it is. He's a good character. He's got some triggers. He does a lot of good things. I'm not sure a 7 is what we really want. Have you looked at either of these 7 threats to see what you'd really think
So,
about them?
so pre-nerf, I was playing
Mic off.
Wakanda with Malekith, and it wasn't bad. It was all right. It was pretty good. But now that he's been nerfed twice, I'm not dying to get him on the
Mic on.
table.
I will
Because
defend him because I do think he's still in a good spot. I think he's still good.
he's
Even
still
with the nerf.
legitimate.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as broken as he was. And if we're going for a competitive list, I don't know if I would take him outside of Cabal
He's
or
definitely
something
not
where he
broken.
just really. Yeah. So, but we do have Spirit of Wakanda, the new card that came out with M'Baku. And that's a way to juice him up to 3 power out the gate. So, that's something to think about. So you can ferocity. But that kind of makes me sad because now his throw is limited to size 3 or less. So,
So I do want to bring up something. This also Malekith, a 7 threat, either one, Malekith or Immortal Hulk, gives you a really tall 15 if needed. You can play Malekith in Baku, Black Panther.
yeah, I'm not sure I want to do that.
I'm not sure you do. I
Like,
don't think it's ever one of those things, but I feel like it's something nice to have. I feel like what was at second win, Gamma was like the second or third most like secure played. I feel like
yeah.
you have to have a plan for it.
Now, the counter argument I've heard is that Wakanda, because of the Wakanda Forever, is a really good bunched together team already.
Yeah.
And it's already a good E shape, so it really depends at whether you want to double down on your strength right there, or if you want to shore up a weakness.
True.
Um,
That's true.
so I don't know. I would probably, if I had to choose between the two, just to keep one in the hopper. Um, what are you thinking? Are you thinking more a Hulk or?
I think I like Malekith more than Immortal Hulk.
Okay. Yeah, I
I've
think we
had
could
really
keep.
I just haven't so I really like Malekith's variety of attacks. I
It's like
like
a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, I like having options. We don't have any mystic attacks in the list, right? I don't think there's a mystic attack in Wakanda that I can think of top of my
No,
head.
that's something they definitely can use is a
Yeah.
mystic attack.
And a beam 4 5 dice mystic attack is pretty good.
It's a gainer too, so
Mic off. Mic
so
on.
that's good. So yeah, I think I'd go with Malekith if we're going to leave a 7 on the table. Hello.
Mic off. Mic on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Yes, you are back.
I think my mic messed up there, so do apologize. So we're gonna throw Malekith in the queue. Doesn't mean we're gonna put him on the list, but we can move on to sixes. Sixes
Okay.
used to be a slam dunk. You'd either choose Thanos, add some stones, or Hulk. Cosmic Ghost Rider
We've
has
got
kind
some
of,
options now.
yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider has definitely changed that for a whirl. I bring him up for everybody who maybe hasn't hasn't read him.
Who's been under a rock, man?
Yeah. A lot of, to be fair, he came out at a time where there were a lot of changes. I know a lot of people who are just now kind of getting back into it and haven't played in a while.
Okay.
Uh, but are there any sixes you've considered or been looking at for possibly splashing in?
I've
Mic
considered
off.
CGR or Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hulk. I think more if you're going for a fun list, I think Hulkbuster's a lot of fun. Because he has an automatic
Mic
push on
on.
his builder.
I really like
So
I really like Hulkbuster if you're going for Black Panther 2. Is his the leadership
right,
wherever his stuff. I think he's one of those almost auto includes because him and Shuri can just push everybody into things.
push them
Because
everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
because the train doesn't have to break, so you can just keep pushing them into the train.
yeah. You gotta have pushes because if you under that new Black Panther leadership, if you don't kill them first, they'll kill you pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
You,
Magneto, I'm not considering. And the reason why I'm not is he's kind of slow. He doesn't really fit with Wakanda's game plan.
he fits
Um,
very good in Brotherhood. So if you want
yes, yeah.
if you want to play Magneto, play him in Brotherhood. He shines, he excels, he's amazing.
She-Hulk I thought about for dual affiliating with A-Force since you got three Wakanda models that are A-Force and Shuri, Okoye, and Storm. Um, but I've heard right now, A-Force isn't really in a good spot. So I think, if you're considering a sixth threat, you want Thanos, Hulk, or Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I would agree with
Um,
that. I'm
and
kind of
Thanos, there's varieties to him.
yeah. Um, She-Hulk's good. The dual affiliation, I feel like that's just slowly getting further and further out of favor. Um, I know I looked at a lot of. Are you still here?
I'm here.
Okay. My Discord popped up, and then I was trying to get it closed out so it didn't keep popping up. Um,
I guess.
but yeah, She-Hulk. Is the dual affiliation something about A Force too? I think a lot of people stopped playing them, but the dual
Yeah.
affiliations. She's not sideways, so people stop playing them. But the dual affiliation has seemed even on second win. It seemed like a lot of less people played. Dual affiliations. It seemed like a lot of
Mono
uh,
affiliation.
yeah, and a lot of one leaders. A lot of lists were not bringing multiple leaders, um, which has been something I've been doing for a long time. Is just kind of focusing on one leader and not
Okay.
stretching my list thin. I realized a lot of times you only play 5 or 6 characters anyway, and then having 4 or 5 just completely niche pieces for specific scenarios.
Yeah, I think that's where Wakanda is because you got the six Wakandans and they have access to Wakanda forever, and that's a really good card. You
Yeah,
think through an extra basic attack
yeah, they do, and they
isn't
do such a
bad.
and they do such a good job with attrition and just stealing points. Are there any
Yeah.
so sixes wise? It's probably
I
Cosmic
think we
Ghost
leave in
Rider.
Thanos, Hulk, and CGR
Okay,
for now.
yeah,
Yeah,
we can do that. Let's go to
because
fives.
the great thing about Wakanda is, they got 3/4 threats, 2/3 threats, and a 2 threat. We can pretty much discount the other 2 threats. I'm not one for two threats in a list, unless there's some real good reason. And
I
so it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife type thing. But
the only
we can look.
I think the only lists I ever have multiple twos in are the lists that are really tall. I think I have two twos in my Black Order list
Okay.
because
Okay.
you got Thanos, you got Corvus with a stone at 5, you've got CGR at 6, so it's like 8, 6, and 5. Like you're playing a lot of high level
Yeah.
threats. Sometimes it's nice to have a second two just to get an extra body, but I've mostly avoided that because it's almost certainly better to take a character with a grunt, which kind of brings me to the fives. Um,
Okay.
a lot of the fives outside the leaders have so much playability as splash characters. Like
I love them all.
yeah, the new Amazing Spider-Man is such a great splash character. Now for
I'm big on him.
yeah, he's so good on pay to flips, and he's so good in splashes that it's really hard. Then you have characters like Ghost Rider, which
OG.
every time someone forgets about OG Ghost Rider, I just shove it down in their face and just watch them cry because he's so good.
Yeah.
Like he's still so
Yeah.
good. Like it's so easy to just get him powered up and just kind of go to town.
Well, 'cause he's got that passive or that infinity one where, if they get damaged, he gets an energy, and so does new Black Panther. So, I guess you could really use King T'Challa and him together, and then you could just juice up and then maybe throw an Iron Man at 3 threat
Yeah,
and just Helios later somebody into infinity on turn 2 or 3.
yeah, yeah. The amount of times like I played in a tournament last week. I played multiple games. I played 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 3 rounds. I play. Three rounds. I played Ghost Rider in all 3 rounds because I was playing defenders. Um, I probably pin and stared with Ghost Rider 10 plus times in 3 games.
Oh wow.
Like
Wow.
and had plenty of power to, and I just had access of power because
He
he
was
just
juiced.
yeah he just always has power. I did play demons all 3 rounds.
Okay.
But characters like, and we have got characters like Juggernaut. But what I was kind of leading to at the beginning, characters like Red Skull, Master of Hydra, that come with grunts.
Yeah, yeah.
You get that 2 for 1. Um,
And he can push. Um, so that fits in with Wakanda's plan on a wild and a defensive die.
Wild and Shield.
Um, yeah, wild and a shield. And then on a wild and a hit die, he can advance Marvel
Yeah, so
or short.
he's trying to get those wilds, and Wakanda helps him get the hit. And if he gets the shield already, then you can kind of do all your triggers. Um,
Yeah,
I think he's one of those models that are definitely worth considering.
he fits in either leadership. So
Yeah, and then there's the new
uh,
Ultron as well, who I
I think Ultron Mount Tyrant's just flat out good.
yeah I'm real high
Um,
on him. I like this character. If we're looking for grunts though, I would rather you want Red Skull's
okay.
grunts versus
Alright, so we'll put Red Skull 2 in there. Um, I think you have to consider ASM, Amazing Spider-Man.
the
Uh,
amount of I do too. I think it's really hard anymore not to consider him as a Splash 5. His changes have made him good, and he is so good on pay to flips, especially if you're a list that's not really trying to play a ton of pay to flips. He can kind
right?
of he can really make or break those pay to flip scenarios. And Wakanda
Here's the
has
best
the
part.
yeah, and Wakanda has the ability to splash in 5s, 6s, and 7s really easily. Um,
Yeah.
so
Here's the best part is he gets to reroll all his defensive dice. He can use Shuri's rerolls for his defensive dice.
he's never
He
gonna
can use the
die.
Black Panther reroll for his defensive dice. And then he can use Witty Banter to make them change if they're within 3, 1 attack die, or make them reroll it. So,
He's just never dying.
you're gonna have to chip him to death, and just the investment that and then he's got the 4-4-3 defense, and he's still rerolling on Mystic, so you're gonna have to chip him down pretty hard.
Yeah,
So, and he's fast. He's fast. So
yeah,
that's the other big thing is he's like one of the fastest units in the game.
yeah.
Uh,
He's really really good. And like I said, and what he offers in pay to flips is super
yeah.
good. Um,
Angela's fast. I've had a lot of people down on her because they don't think the consistency's there. Um,
a lot of
she is fast too.
I would agree with that. I think a lot of people. I think if you're determining, I think if the competition is like amazing or Angela, I think it's always amazing right now. Um,
Yeah.
so
I've heard advocates for Black Bolt and Cable, because
I
Cable can safe grab.
new Black Bolt is so good.
New Cable's so good.
I haven't got to play new Cable yet, but I am trying to
I
get to X Force. They're on the short list of
yeah, I'm
where I
not
want to
trying
go.
to hype for them, but Walmart. I got online. They had Black Bolt Medusa for $17 online, and I said that's gonna be my box.
That's a good
Yeah,
one. That's hard to pass up.
yeah,
That's a hard one
yeah.
to
That's
that's a hard one to pass up. But yeah, Cable, the X Force is really on a short list. New Deadpool is also really good.
yeah.
Bishops, a new Bishop when they come out will be X Force, probably, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, I think so.
So I'm curious. That's like the one we don't have, him and Bobby. But I'm curious on what
That's
that may kickstart that a little bit more when that comes in.
yeah. So who are 5 threats we definitely don't want in Wakanda? That's the thing we got to figure out. So,
Yeah.
as sad as it sounds, I don't want King T'Challa in there.
Yeah, I don't think either Doctor Strange is really where you want to be. Probably
So,
Cassandra Nova and Captain Marvel probably not where you want to be.
Jean Grey, no.
What Ebony Maw offers is a lot, um,
Yeah,
but I'm
a
not
lot of people are
sure.
big on him.
Ebony Maw is really good, really
They
really
call it
good.
Wakanda.
Yeah, Ebony Maw is really good. I think we'd be remiss to just kind of chalk him up. Um,
Okay.
Claw's
I
not
don't think you
someone you
want
probably,
Scarlet Witch.
which is unfortunate because that model's so good.
Yeah.
But I agree. I don't think
Yeah.
it does exactly what we're trying to do. Modoc one, probably not.
Nah,
Um,
he's too slow, I think.
yeah, Claw's
Uh,
probably not what you're looking for.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Um,
I'm not big on that
I
model really.
think
Sentinel probably not.
Thor's not what you want.
I'm not sure Ulick's really doing what you really want either.
Ulick,
It's probably
Ulick's
not bad
kind of
though.
interesting. I was thinking about him, and I was thinking like, okay, he's got the 2 energy, right?
Hmm.
So he can eyes and proc Spirit of Wakanda, right?
Hmm.
He can do a safe grab, right? He's tough. He's got the 4-3-4 defense with the reduce the amount suffered by 1 to minimum of 1. So if you use Vibranium and Shielding on him, he's going to double
He's
reduce.
got a push on his
He's going to
attack.
be, and he can throw size 4 terrain. So he's kind of interesting to me. I don't necessarily want to chuck him out, but that's me.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Me and Ulick haven't got
Uh,
along.
okay.
I wish his throw was character or terrain.
Right,
I feel
right.
like that's what he's missing. I feel like if he had that, he'd be very good.
But
I played him a
he's another
lot.
model that's super fast.
He can get around the board a lot. He can do what we want to be
Crushing
doing.
leap. Yeah. So,
Um,
but then the thing is, does he do it better than ASM? I'm not sure that's.
well, he definitely
Uh,
doesn't. He doesn't do pay to flips as well.
no, no. And then, the only other thing that he's got over ASM is that he can proc the Spirit of Wakanda and, do the safe grab. But I guess ASM can do that too. It's just not using eyes. So I think ASM's the better choice over him.
Yeah. So I got for fives. I got Red Skull, Master of Hydra, Amazing, Ulick, Ultron, and Ebony Maw.
Okay, I think that's
So
a good list.
yeah.
So let's jump down to the 4 threats, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna hop down to twos just to kind of. I don't think there's any other
Wash
twos
them
really.
out.
Yeah, I don't. I just want to pull it up just to. I don't think there's any other
Okay.
twos that we want to really look at.
No, like you
Um,
don't want Wong, right?
Wong's probably your closest, right? Wong or
Wong
Black Widow.
Honda. Yeah.
Mic
Yeah. I
off.
mean Wong if you
Mic on.
And maybe
I
Wong
guess
is
you could
much better.
meditate. I
Mhm.
guess you could meditate and give it to somebody and then do the Spirit of Wakanda without advanced R&D and save a tactics slot, right? But then you
Yeah,
gotta go first with Wong, and then you're falling behind on the extract, and that's not what you want.
yeah. You'd have to really. That'd be really specific to like researcher or something weird.
Some weird situation that you can't, there's so many possibilities in this game. You don't want to necessarily go for like that
Yeah, I think
super specific.
Widow is probably the only other two you'd really look at.
Um, I guess.
I mean, like if you
Uh,
were gonna look at one, she's really the one you would look at. I'm
oh,
not sure you would consider one. I don't think you need a second two.
no, I agree.
But
I
if
think
you,
Okoye is all around one of the better twos. Um, and for Wakanda, at least, she's one of the better twos. And
yeah, if you're one of those people who just love a second two, I think it's probably Black Widow for me. If I was looking at one, I think she plays objectives really well for a 2-pointer, and I
I
think that's
think I
really
might
where
even
you're gonna.
try Honey Badger.
Honey Badger not
'Cause she's got
contesting just
that.
drives me crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking the Too Dangerous to Ignore. You could have her in a Okoye, and you could have a lot of but then you're spending 4 threat. You might as well take a Cap or something like that for bodyguard, or
There
Luke
are
Cage at 3.
there are a lot of fours
Uh,
that are really good, which we can
all
get
right,
into
so we're in
because
the golden age of fours.
fours are everywhere. There are
All right,
tons of
so
fours, and I
let's
think
go alphabetically. I think
yeah, I think this is always the hardest to eliminate
fours
because
and
there's
threes. Yeah.
Beta Ray Bill is usually where you start, right?
So Beta Ray Bill, you have to consider him.
Yeah, he's
Ella, you have to consider her.
Bill's so
Um,
good.
Ancient One, you have to consider Ancient One because they can do the safe extract without a card due to Spirit of Wakanda.
Ancient One also criminally underplayed.
Yeah.
And I'm notorious for this. I was building a convocation list and just cut Ancient One because.
Ooh.
All right, listen, I understand. I understand what I did,
Yeah.
but it was one of those where I just kind of like even the person who talks about new bias all the time was like, man, it's fun. And then I was like, no, it's not. I
Right.
want it. So she's made her way back in, and she's probably gonna get
Okay.
a decent amount of play. Let's go get Hella real quick.
We got Agent Venom. But all he does is the attacking character or the defending characters can't modify their defense dice, so you might get a good spike on somebody.
So I like
But
Agent Venom mostly where he's affiliated.
yeah, that
That
makes sense.
having another character with a 2 energy defense is scary to me.
It's rough.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's
scary.
rough. Especially 2 4 threats.
Yeah, because I've played games with Ghost Rider against like Venom, and
Oh,
so I played a game where I had Ghost Rider and they had Agent Venom and Groot, and it was one of those things where
okay.
I obliterated both those characters so quick. It was
Yeah,
it was just like,
just crush them off the board.
yeah, I eliminated 7 threat in a matter of 2 turns, and it was
By
just
2 rolls or three
yeah,
rolls.
and it was just like, oh my gosh, like
That hurts.
yeah, and I
All
think
right, so let's look at serious 4 threats, right?
yeah,
Hella, you have to consider. I think Dr. Voodoo's always in the conversation, even if you don't ultimately go with him.
he's really good. I think
He's good.
if you were playing,
Wakanda.
what about Crimson Dynamo? What do you think about Crimson Dynamo?
So I mean, Crimson Dynamo's okay. He has some good things, like he's got the shock on the wild, right? I do like the defensive tech. So you can reroll with the disruption field to the attacker's dice. You pair him with ASM, right? And you're potentially rolling 3 of the attacker's dice. That's pretty discouraging. That's disheartening for somebody.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
and think about it
I
that
think
way. You're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At 18
I
threat, you've got 5 models. You're still affiliated, and you're playing 2 4s and a 5. Like
yeah,
you're in a good spot at 18. And it was
yeah.
just one of those models that I saw. I don't feel like gets a lot of talk. Um, when I was going
You've
down in
been pretty high on him
alphabetical,
later.
I've seen a lot of people high on him. I mean, I kind of moved past Black Swan, Blade, the Captain Americas, the Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
Carnage,
I
Colossus,
thought about
Corvus.
First Avenger for a second. Um, and that's probably just because I like Captain America, right? But
You're talking to a guy that's got Captain America tattooed on his body. So listen,
okay,
I
all right.
understand.
So
I think
you'll listen.
the hardest part with him is I think you'll want to play his affiliation.
That's true.
I
That's
think
true.
you'll want to play Avengers, and you're gonna have enough Avengers. So I think and I don't hate that. I don't hate that
Right.
at all. I'm very well. I think he's great. Borka in our local meta has been playing him a ton, and it's been
Okay.
to great success. He won our tournament, our most recent tournament, um, and
I think on the flip side, he's got that perfect block,
he does
and
not
he's got
die.
I can do this all
He
day.
does not
He's
die.
just he's gonna stick around, which is a good thing.
This is from someone
Um,
who plays Daredevil, Hulk, Ghost Rider in most of these games with defenders, this character does not die. I can kill anything. I can't kill this character. Like he does not
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, but I think you're right. You're going to be tempted to play his leadership instead of one of the Wakandans.
Yeah. I'm
He's
gonna
really good on pay to flips, but
I'm gonna throw him in there because I do think he's really
okay.
really good. Um,
Let's see who else we got.
what
We
were you
got
thinking about Dynamo? You wanna throw him in there? Or you
I
wanna
think we
just?
should keep him in there. I think he's worthy.
I think he's a
Uh,
possibility. Cyclops, Daredevil, Doc Ock, probably not. Voodoo we got in there. Electra.
Cyclops is interesting now because he can flurry essentially with his attack at range 4. Um, but yeah, I don't think you ultimately include him
I do think he is much
unless
better. His leadership's much better, and he is going to see a lot more play.
yeah.
I still
Yeah,
think
I mean,
it's hard to
oh, go
splash
ahead.
him. I think.
I think if you are dual affiliating with X-Men, you got Storm, you got Cyclops, and then you could throw in somebody else, but I don't think that's our goal here. I think our goal is a mono Wakanda roster.
However, Cyclops really good with Black Panther 2. It's just one of those that also he's
That's
fishing for
true.
that wild for those pushes.
Yeah,
Really
and
good.
that's Medusa too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Medusa's a monster. I think I would let's see. We got
What,
Dr. Voodoo.
what
Is
about
Emma Frost good in Wakanda? I don't know about
that's
that.
the one I was getting ready to bring up. Having Shield Mind is always really good. We're not trying to.
That is nice.
We're playing points. We're trying to win on points. I think
Right.
Wakana's always been really good at kind of just staying ahead of the attrition and just kind of winning on points.
Yeah.
Mic off.
Yeah. I think we could throw her in there. I don't know if she ultimately makes it,
Mic
but
on.
there's no harm, no foul in including her.
Yeah, I think she's one
Uh,
of those models that anymore it's really hard. Like I feel like she gets considered for most everything.
yeah,
I think she's
yeah,
really good.
she's good. I was very high on her when she came out, and then I kind of cooled on her, and
I
lo and
haven't.
behold, Longshanks said she's good.
She's real good. Yeah, I have. That's a list. I have my man. Just looking at that list, I looked at it the other day. I pulled up my the
Hellfire
list,
Club.
my Hellfire Club list that I was like playing to really good success before I had to take a decent break. And I was like, man, this list just, and you just look at it, it just looks gross. It's just like
Yeah.
It's Emma, Doctor Voodoo, Iron Man 1, Bullseye, Black Cat, Iron Fist, Hulk, Red Skull, Master of Hydra, Rhino, Lizard. It just feels so
Oh,
gross to just know that you can play like any of those models in like whatever
right.
combination you want.
Yeah, that's you get to use your creativity and your analysis.
Yeah, and it's just,
She enables all that good stuff.
yeah. Enchantress is probably not what we're trying to do, right?
No, no. I think the next character other than Hell that you consider is Invincible Iron Man. Hear me out on this.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so
Mic
he's got
off.
the same leadership as Black Panther, which you're not going to use that because that's a shield leadership. But he's got Jarvis, and that's what I'm big on.
Mic
Is this
on.
says well another allied character within 4 is attacking during the modify step of the attack. This character may spend 1 to 3 for each energy spent. This character or that character may reroll 1 attack dice. And so Shuri has like a better version of that, and then you have the rerolls with Black Panther. So, if you throw an Invincible Iron Man into the mix, and he's reasonably tanky, um, you know, if you're trying to be aggressive with Wakanda, um, he's got range. He might like boost up your
Mic
attack.
off.
I think he's worth thinking about at least.
Mic on.
No, I like him.
Will you?
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those core box models that's kind of already kind of fell to the side um, for whatever reason. You don't hear a lot of talk about him.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of superpowers other than the increase the attack, and
It
he's got the
it also,
reduction.
yeah, but it also lets you play. Well, it's the reduction to 0, which I'm always a huge fan of. But also
Yeah,
allows you to play one of the best tactics cards in the game. However, Wakanda has a ton of tactics cards,
yeah, we're tight on tactics cards, so
so it is hard to
you
splash
know,
Helios Laser.
having Helios Laser though or Stark Armory isn't necessarily the worst thing though. Like
Is is Armory unaffiliated?
Armory is unaffiliated, I believe.
That's
Yeah, I
why.
think I have that card because that was one of the things I grabbed real quick. I think it just needs Tony Stark. Yeah, it's unaffiliated.
That's the only thing I wasn't sure of because I've only ever seen it in Avengers, so I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah,
Avengers or something like that. But yeah,
I'm just
I
thinking
think
for
Invincible
boosting
Iron
the.
Man. I think
Yeah,
no limit on a push is always really good. I think he's
yeah.
also one of those almost auto includes if you're playing Black Panther 2. Um,
Oh yeah, for sure.
so going down the list, is it just
Uh,
Medusa? Is Medusa the next one?
Medusa's good. Yeah, I would include her.
I'm not sure she makes the
Uh,
cut. It's hard anymore at 4, especially.
I think Nightcrawler when he comes out, he's going to be everywhere, but he's not out yet, so we
Yeah,
won't cross that bridge.
yeah, I've got him pulled up, which is kind of funny. You brought him up. I think
He's
he's really really good. He's gonna see a good amount of play. Him and Kitty Pride both, I think, are gonna see a lot of
oh
play.
yeah, Nightcrawler and Hellfire Club. Woo.
Yeah, but we also, but God, I mean, you're looking March or later for those
Yeah,
X-Men
yeah.
releases, unfortunately. Um,
So let's see who else we got. We got Rhino. He's got to be on that list no matter what.
he's really good. What about
Uh,
Psylocke?
uh I don't know because I've never been big on Psylocke, but she does have the Mystic attacks, which you're kind of lacking there.
She
To
has the
me,
variety. She can do mystic or energy. She
to
got
me,
martial
she's
artist. She got stealth. She's been wrecking our local meta uh,
okay.
recently,
See,
so I like to bring
to
her up.
to me, she's kind of like Killmonger, but a Mystic Killmonger. I'm not sure she does something uniquely different from Killmonger.
I
Um,
think the hardest part about splashing her is fours are so deep that
yeah,
I'm not sure. If you're playing, I think she's what Uncanny X Men and X Force.
I know she's X-Men. Yeah, X-Force too.
Yeah, so those are if those are the two. Like if you're playing those, you're probably playing her. I think she's great under Cable, um, but skipping down
Probably not.
here,
Yes.
uh,
Shadowland Daredevil. He's got the hand ninjas. So
those
if
are
you're going
always good.
along that, if you're going along the grunt line, he's good. Spider Woman, I think you have to include Spider Woman in the conversation.
Mic
And the reason
off.
I say that is because not only does she do the whole shock or poison or stun before damage is dealt, she's got
Mic on.
the extract drop from the intoxicating blast, and then she's got the I don't fly I glide, so she can run far away, and then she's got interrogate on top of it. And then she's got the martial artist, so she's counting blanks, and then she's got stealth. Like, there's just so much good stuff to love about her.
And she's a wall crawler with a long mover, and she's affiliated in 5 affiliations.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Wakanda's not one of them. So,
It's one of the only ones
but
that she didn't get.
worth considering as a splash. And then, other than that, the only other character I see that you could even reasonably consider, because you're considering Crimson Dynamo, is Vision. He's been popular in Wakanda for a long time.
Yeah, I always like looking at Venom's card, but he doesn't really do what we
Yeah,
need him
with
to do.
M'Baku, you can't really
Yeah,
consider him.
it's really hard
You're,
to risk that. Uh, I like Vision. I'm looking at him. I think the hard part
I,
about Vision is I think he just might be just slightly outclassed at this point.
yeah, that's true. By especially by Crimson Dynamo.
Yeah,
He's just kind of like the less good version of Crimson Dynamo.
he does good
So
things, but is he quite good enough? Uh, so
I don't know.
let's go to threes. That's
Threes, okay.
I think threes. Ironically, it's really funny because we have two great threes in affiliation.
But
That
they're not very fighty.
yeah. So like you've got to figure out where you want your affiliated. Like I feel like your affiliated threes are usually characters like are unaffiliated, or like Black Cat and Sam,
Black Cat and Sam are very popular.
because they can do
Black
the
Cat's highly advocated.
because they're doing the things, but they're kind of doing the thing. And it's hard to play like Black Cat and Shuri because they're both trying to stay away from everything.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think those are models you almost have to consider just because of
Yeah. I think classic Zemo you want to consider because he's already got an innate reroll.
yeah, and he can give out
Um,
those rerolls. He can make everyone just a little bit tougher. Uh,
Baron Mordo, I'm not big on. I liked him in Asgard because he could add some juice and you take a damage and Asgard can heal that. But in Wakanda, you really don't want to take damage if you don't have to.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you're trying to stay alive. You don't really want to take
yeah, it's like
unnecessary
that Saturday
damage.
Night Fever song, "Staying Alive." Yeah,
Ooh, ooh, stand alive. I'm trying to.
Deadpool, I think you consider.
I like new Deadpool a lot. Um, the 4 health on his front side's still obnoxious,
It's
but
still rough. If he were a 5 health and 5 health, it would be much better.
yeah, but he gets hard on the backside to
Yeah.
deal with.
Yeah, well, he's got the healing factor, and then he's got the place within two, and he's got the reroll and attack and defense dice. These are all good things.
Yep, I would agree.
Uh, let's see. We want, other than that, we kind of want fighty threats.
Hmm.
Domino's kind of a fighty 3 threat. She can put out a lot of damage.
I like Domino.
Uh, um, not saying she makes the list, but worth thinking about. Um,
What about
and
Red
then let's see.
Guardian? What do you feel about Red Guardian?
I've played against him a lot. I've never actually used him, but every time I just see the people who use him constantly disappointed. Like I just trash him and he doesn't do much. And I think if his shield throw were a 5 strength, it
Yeah,
would be much better. But as a 4 strength,
I've also never
for
been super
range,
impressed. I know that he
he's like a
does
worse
things.
Sam.
Yeah, I know he does things. I'm just not sure those are great things.
I'd
Um,
rather have Sam all day.
yeah, Sam's really good, and it's hard to pick him at 3. Um, what's a good one? But I just he doesn't get talked about a lot. I just wanted to shine
Oh
some
yeah,
light on him.
yeah. Throw him
Um,
out.
Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. What do you think about them?
They're good. Um,
They got
they have
that.
the retaliation.
Got
If
got your
they use a character,
back. They have the
they
prototype
got
weapon range 4
grenades.
or 5. The
Yeah,
incinerate. I feel like if we're considering Domino, I think Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos might just be kind of like a better Domino.
I think you're right. Yeah, for out of affiliation, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's just
Yeah,
one
they
of
got the
those.
range force 5 dice. Yeah.
I think it's really
Let's
good.
see who else we can consider.
Three
I
threat
think.
Iron Man's also good, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, he's good, but like, the only problem I have with him is, yes, he brings those tactic cards like Helios and Stark Armory and the unlimited size push. But then the problem I have with him is he doesn't bring much else to the table. Which I know that's a lot to bring to the table, but like, he doesn't boost the affiliation in a specific manner like the 4 threat does. But if you want to leave him in there, I think that makes sense. I had Miles in there for a little bit, for a moment.
I like
Um,
Miles. That was one I was gonna bring up. I like Miles a lot. I think he's one of those that are almost always considered.
yep,
I'll be
yep.
honest, I haven't looked at threes in a while because almost every affiliation I've looked at recently has had
You're
a
only
lot,
playing your unaffiliated
has had so many
threes.
unaffiliated threes. So I don't look at the splashes all that. 'Cause I keep
I
looking
think
at it
threes is not, yeah.
and I keep looking. I'm like, man, there's a lot in here that I haven't thought about in such
There's
a
a
long
lot of
time.
threes, yeah. Let's see, Luke Cage, you could theoretically splash in. Magic, you could splash in.
I was gonna
Miss
bring up
Marvel, you could
Magic.
splash in.
I like Magic for a 3 threat character with the attacks.
Well,
Bringing those differencing attacks, energy and mystic, I think is something that we're gonna want.
yeah, I think she's extremely relevant. And the other thing is with Spirit of Wakanda, if you juice her up to 3 energy to begin the game, she can transport 3, and she can be in the fight right away.
Yeah, and she can
So
she can take move 3, take an objective, take an attack, and then dip.
Yeah.
She can get out of there.
Yeah. She can do a lot of stuff.
Well, make the attack, and then take the objective, and then leave. Dip slide back.
Yeah. Limbo step can only be used once a turn, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you limbo step, you attack, get a power, pick up the objective, then you still have your move action.
Oh, I gotcha.
So you can kind of get in a little bit safer of a spot.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Mystique's also. I feel like
Mystique's always good.
She's real hard not to consider.
Because you can't use your tactics cards or your defensive abilities, your reactive abilities. And sabotage is so good. It's like you take 2 damage and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just it.
It's hard not to consider Pyro.
I think Proxima Midnight, if you're looking for a fight E3.
If you want to add fights, adding Proxima and Corvus is never a bad choice if you want to fight.
That's true. That's true.
It's really hard to add one and not the other, but boy, oh boy, do they fight, and they fight well.
Now, we need to talk about the new illegitimate child of Wakanda, Winter Soldier. He was like an honorary Wakandan for a long time. I don't think he makes it now.
I think it's a lot harder now than it was.
Before it was automatic take, and if he still had the rapid fire on the hit, oh man, I think with M'Baku's leadership,
the 4 dice for a wild
meatball.
Is a lot tougher.
Yes, and he's got the 2 mystic defense, which with M'Baku having the 2 energy defense, I'm not sure you want to tempt fate with 2 mystic defense.
You've got to be.
You're just opening yourself up.
You've definitely got to be careful because you don't want to get yourself stuck in a bad spot.
I'm trying to see if we skipped over any 3 threats here.
You're fine.
I don't think you really want Iron Fist. I don't think you want him.
Iron Fist. Hey, if you want to fight, not many fight better than Iron Fist.
Okay, so we'll put in Iron Fist.
I don't know how often you've got to the Iron Fist people, but taking an activation away from like a Hulk or anybody,
it's legit.
Oh boy, it is backbreaking.
And he does get the 2 power turn for the rerolls.
I won our last tournament because of Iron Fist.
Okay, all right. So let's throw him in there.
Taking away an activation from, it was Gamora. Actually, it was against. We were playing it was an affiliation battle. We were playing 15 threat. I was playing Defenders. He was playing Guardians of the Galaxy. I played Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Iron Fist, Punisher, and he played Star Lord, Gamora, Rocket, Groot, Drax.
Okay.
Math, maybe. I think that's right. 15. We played Sword Base and something else. I don't remember, but it was Sword Base. And Iron Fist got in a fight with Gamora. Ended up taking an activation away. I kept priority. She didn't get activated. I got to keep priority. I then got to use my second action to go get a different point. She could not steal that point back that the sword base she was standing on. So it became really relevant.
Yeah.
And just doing that, even
at the critical moment.
Yeah, it's really good, especially against like a Hulk. If you've ever played Hulk,
I think it's a timing thing.
You have to be smart about it. You don't want to just do it as soon as you can.
Right.
Also,
well, and the other,
I do want to bring up. He's got stun on Chi Strike, which is an energy attack. If you've played with Cosmic Ghost Rider and you've had a Cosmic Ghost Rider get stunned, it's basically like a stagger.
Right.
He does not operate. I've praised it on our regular podcast. It is literally like staggering him. Like, it hurts so bad to have Cosmic Ghost Rider stunned. He feels so much worse with stun.
Well, and with Iron Fist, you can include Heroes for Hire.
Yep.
Which is basically like a poor man's sacrifice or an expensive man's sacrifice. And the other thing is, I guess that I wasn't thinking about is the defending against attacks within 3. You got the physical and the energy. He counts the blanks. So those rerolls are super good that Wakanda has with him.
Yeah, I like Iron
So,
Fist. I think Iron Fist is real good in this.
okay, so let's include him.
All right, I
Do you
don't.
think Miss Marvel?
Let's bring her up for the people at home.
Okay.
I've never played Miss Marvel. I have read her. I know that people are a lot higher on her now than they used to be.
Yeah, I have a
Um,
friend who plays Web Warriors, and he's real high on her.
Web
Um,
Warriors are in a really funny spot because all of a sudden, like overnight, Miss Marvel, Daredevil, and like Moon Knight became some of the best models in Web Warriors, which is
yeah.
hilarious to me. I think Daredevil might be the best model in Web Warriors. New Daredevil's
Okay.
so good,
Ooh,
um, but
that's
none,
a spicy hot take.
yeah, nonetheless, Miss Marvel does a lot. I mean, she can throw characters. She gets rerolls.
Yeah.
She has
All
pushes.
right.
So I'm not against it.
I have one more person I think you have to consider if you're getting fighty.
All right, I'm ready.
X-23.
X-23 does like to fight. She
The
she she do like to fight.
she's got the frenzy. She's got the reroll one attack or defense.
Hmm.
Um, she's got the healing factor.
She's got
She's
assassin.
got the pierces. Oh man, she's got all the things. But she's got two mystic defense,
The
and
two
that's where I'm
mystic,
not sure.
yeah, the two mystic is definitely. I mean, it's something you can look at. We can throw her in there. I'm
Okay.
I'm at
Because I think the thing is, we're already weak to the Mystic, because Black Panther's defensive attack not good against the Mystic. You just got like a lower threshold for the Mystic.
yeah. I think mystic. I think convocation might be one of your biggest weaknesses.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
but
rough.
so I've got
I've played
41
into them as
models at the moment.
okay.
So
Okay.
let's do a quick
Let's go
recap.
back and finalize.
Let's do a
Yeah.
quick recap. So we've got our 6 Wakandans, and then we did Malekith, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hulk, Thanos, Red Skull, Amazing Spider-Man, Ulick, Ultron, Ebony Maw. At fives, fours, Beta Ray Bill, Ancient One, Hela, Voodoo, First Avenger, Captain America, Crimson Dynamo, Emma Frost, Invincible, Iron Man, Medusa, Rhino, Spider Woman, and then I added Corvus Glaive a little bit later. And then for threes, Black Cat, Sam, Baron Zemo, Deadpool, Domino, Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos, Iron Man, Spider Man, Miles Morales, Magic, Mystique, Proxima, Iron Fist, Miss Marvel, X-23.
Wow, that was a super fast rundown. 41 characters. I'm impressed.
That was, yeah. I
You're
need
like
to.
the micro machine, man.
I'm gonna have to take a.
I'm
I'm gonna have
probably
to take a.
dating myself there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a breather for a minute. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I mean, I think we really start just at the
For the top.
sevens. Yeah, the sevens and
Okay.
sixes.
All
Um,
right, so let's go back to the seven threats, right?
I think this is this. I
She,
don't think we cut any of the Wakandans. I think we're gonna leave
no, the
Storm in. I
Wakandans
think
have to
those are the
stay. So
six.
we have 4 slots that we need to fill. So we gotta decide whether we want to be um, attrition Wakanda, if we want to stay on the secures, if we want people that can take extracts, you want people to boost our attack, our defense. What are we trying to accomplish? And then probably we want a mix of all of that, right? So
Yeah,
that we're flexible and we can adjust based on our strategy that we need. Let's
yeah.
think about what Wakanda does inherently well. They defend well.
They defend well. They
They
score points really well.
score points fast. We want fast scoring objectives, right?
Yeah, I
Because
think.
that's our bread and butter is secures.
And I think the positive with the 6 people we have in affiliation is I think we have room for like 2 5+s.
Yes, yes,
I think with
for
even though there's
sure.
only 4 spots, I think it's easily because we don't need a 2, so we don't have to worry about that. So you're
Don't need
kind
a
of
two.
looking
You
at
don't need
like
a four really, if unless you need it to kind of spice things up.
yeah. So I think you're
Uh,
really looking at you can do like a 3 or 4, then like 2 5+s, and I think
okay,
that's I think with those top ends.
all
Um,
right.
I think you have models. You want the models to stay alive, and you want them to be able to score points. And I think you're looking at like Hulk, Malekith at those 6 and 7s. Cosmic Ghost Rider is going to kill some stuff, but he's not going to really score a ton of points.
Not going to do what you need him to do.
He is really
Um,
good. We're not
he's good,
discrediting
but
that.
he can't interact.
But
Um,
Hulk's hard
let's
to
see.
kill. Malekith is hard to kill. They have extra power to grab multiple objectives or
Yeah.
interact on multiple objectives.
I'll say this. I played a game today on Gamma, and I had Hulk, and I had Black Panther Shuri Okoye Hulk, because that's what you got to run at 15.
Hmm.
And Hulk had some bad luck against the Inhumans.
Yeah.
And, that can happen. I think Hulk's still a monster on Gamma, but I don't know if I would necessarily go with the, I don't know if Okoye is worth it when you're talking 15th threat. I think you almost go with 2-5 threats here. Because there's so many good 5 threats for Wakanda.
That's what I was getting ready to get into, and I think you drop down to the fives we were looking at, and it's kind of hard to look at them and cut
Not be
multiples.
tempted, yeah. Yeah.
I would almost be considered to take 3 5 pluses in this list,
Ooh, that's spicy.
because I think the core is so good that I mentioned it on the fours and the threes. I'm not sure how many of those we actually end up keeping, regardless of how many are in the list. Um,
That's true.
like just looking at it off the top.
All right, so let's address the sevens and the sixes first.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable cutting Hulk? I know he's good. He's like one of the best, but are you comfortable cutting him off the list?
I'm comfortable with cutting Thanos.
Okay,
I'm gonna cut
I'm good
Thanos,
with that.
and I'm gonna cut
I think
Cosmic
Malekith
Ghost
gotta
Rider.
go. Okay,
I think it's between Malekith and Hulk. Malekith having a variety of attacks,
okay.
and then Hulk being Hulk. Um,
Hulk is always good.
so
He always performs well.
I think we can leave them for now and kind of look at the
Okay.
fives.
All right, so here's the deal with the fives. ASM, I don't know if I can cut him without losing my mind.
I
Um,
think he's really really good. I think he does really really good things. I am very much okay with Amazing Spider-Man staying. Kind of what I was getting at. I don't hate a world where you're playing like Amazing Spider-Man, Red Skull, Master of Hydra, and then like a Malekith or a Hulk.
okay,
Um,
okay.
or
Uh,
Ultron or Red Skull, either one. I like the
Ultron
grunts.
Metal Tyrant. Ooh, yeah.
I like grunts. I love that Red Skull's grunts count on secures.
Now Ultrons don't.
Ultrons don't count
Um,
on anything.
yeah, they're just kind of there.
They punch things in the
Ultron. I
face.
think
They do a
Ultron's a
lot of
better
damage.
model. I think if we had room, I mean, like, let's think about this, right? From tactic cards, right?
Mhm.
You want your two restricted, right?
Yep.
Which is going to be either advanced R&D. You're probably taking every game because you have Spirit of Wakanda, right? And you want to juice your models so you're a turn ahead.
And then you have
So
so many
those two
affiliated
cards you're almost
cards.
always taking. Yeah,
God,
you have
so many
Wakanda
affiliated
Forever.
cards.
I think you're really tight on tactic cards. So I don't know if you want to take Age of Ultron, right?
Yeah.
Because when you do take Age of Ultron, yeah, he's not going to die, but you're really hampering what you can do. He's so good that's hard because he's got the bow or the bow, and he's got the size 4 terrain throw. But I think you're just not taking Ultron.
Yeah. I think
I
like
think
I think if you were
Red
picking
Skull.
between the two, I think unfortunately it becomes Red Skull because of the grunts being able to count on secures. Being able to
Yeah, I
sit a
think that
grunt
makes a
on
lot of sense.
your back point on like a B, just sitting on the back point of a B and just forgetting about them.
Yeah, and the other thing
And
is
they
with the
also have a range
grunts.
4 shot, so it's not even like they don't get to do anything.
Yeah, let's look at their grunts right now. Where are the grunts in Cerebro?
At the top left, there's a little green thing. You can when you click that, it'll pull up the grunts.
All right, I'm learning something. There we go.
So they've
All
got
right,
three
so they've
health.
got 3 health.
Yep.
Uh, cannot hold with extracts, but they do not have to pay to interact with secures. That's really good.
Mm.
That's really good. So I think you're keeping Red Skull, Master of Hydra, and ASM, right?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and cut Ulick, Ultron.
Ultron. Oh, It's just not a good feeling.
Never
Maul,
feels good. Ebony Maw's also good.
Cable
People,
out.
if you haven't played Ebony Maw, play Ebony Maw. It's very good. Yeah. I think
I think
Cable also.
Barncat's big on Maul.
Maul's
He's a
really
really
good.
good Guardians player, and
Maul is
he's
so
big on
good.
Maul.
God, Maul's so
Yeah,
good. Cable I
yeah.
actually cut earlier. I think Cable's really good. Um,
Angela's gone, right?
yeah. I didn't put Angela on
Okay.
my. I think I kind of eliminated her with the Amazing Spider-Man, eliminating a lot of other
Okay.
files.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you're fine.
So we'll put ASM and Red Skull.
Yeah.
And Red Skull gives us something else we desperately need, in the fact that he can choose if he does a mystic attack with his spender. Um, Not that you're necessarily going to need that, but just in case you need it, he's got it.
Well, and he's got it against those big threats too, the Hulks and stuff of the world. Being able to throw them
Yeah,
on a wild
yeah.
shooter is really relevant.
Well, here's a trip up, right? So how about this? Check this out. Red Skull, right? If you take damage with him, right? You take 1 damage, he gains 2 energy, right? So he's sitting on 3, right?
Hmm.
If you Spirit Wakanda him, he's on 5.
Jesus.
Just a thought. So, you're down to 6 hit points, but he's on 5 energy coming up round 1 before he's even moved. So,
Yeah, true.
somebody gets super aggressive in your face, you move forward and you kneel before me. Or, if you want, you can just throw his grunts out to secure, and then you can walk him once and then
Ooh,
do
sorry.
the blitz strike.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't know how easy it would be. He's a medium base, medium move. I mean, he could get to a point. I'm just not sure if he can. He's attacking range 2 on that middle point unless someone came up on your side.
Well, he can eyes, can he?
Should be able to.
Does anything stop him from doing eyes? Like he has the you know, beginning of the turn, right? He has to pay for the eyes, right? So
Yeah.
that takes his 1 energy, right?
Mhm.
And then boom, he does his damage and it gains 2, right?
Mhm.
He advance R&D's 1 power to like a Koya or Shuri, right?
Yeah.
And then boom, they sent him back 2 power through Spirit of Wakanda. So he's got 3 power. He's got eyes on him, right?
Mhm.
So he can move. He can take a extract safely, and then he can either move back or he can use empowered gauntlets, and he can do the blanks into somebody on turn 1.
Yeah. We also used 3 of our tactics cards on turn 1 in that scenario.
That's true. That's true.
So,
But
I think he's
it's
still.
not bad.
I think he's really good. I think he's one of the 5 you're going to consider.
Okay, so we
I
got
guess.
ASM and him.
Yeah, I got him and ASM. I think the real problem is, do you keep any of the 4s?
Any of the 4s. Ooh. So I think you have to keep Beta Ray Bill in the conversation.
Mhm.
Um, because if you want to have the safe eyes play, you need him. But then, do you really want to use 3 tactic cards out the gate?
That's the hardest part. You
So let's see.
you've got
I'm
him,
I'm
but is it
comfortable. We got
worth it?
ASM and you got Red Skull, right?
Yep.
They can both do the deal where they swing far and they go get the safe extract, right?
Yep.
Um, so you're just saving a threat, really. Um, are you just playing ASM at that point? Like, are there any threat values where you have to have a 4 over a 5? And that's the thing. I don't think there is.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think there is because I think you're more likely to like substitute like a Killmonger for a Storm or something of that nature before you
right, right.
take down.
I'd rather have. So here's the question: would you rather have Bill and Killmonger or ASM and Storm?
I'd rather have ASM and Storm and matchups where you're
Okay,
trying
and
to
then
score points. Like if it's a pay to flip, I want those two. Because the
and
pay
then
to
if you're
flips are
trying to
almost
kill,
all energy, and Storm's 4 energy defense is going to be more relevant in pay to
boom.
flips.
Okay, and then when you're trying to kill stuff, would you rather have Helen and Killmonger or Red Skull and Storm again?
Red Skull murders things though. So
He
it's you gotta
murders
think about
things
too.
real
It's Red
well.
Skull, his grunts, and Killmonger, right? So it's Red Skull, his grunts,
Right.
and Storm, which is really where it comes
Pretty
in.
good. Okay. So
And I do think
so
this
we're
is the
not.
part of the conversation where when we get to threes, one of those killy threes is probably where we want to be on a three threat.
Yeah. So
My
let's
big thing
see.
is
Beta Ray Bill's out.
I'm not sure if we're at a four. I think I'm getting closer and closer to like
Scratching the four.
two fives, a 6+, and then a three as the affiliated model.
Okay.
But again, I'm here
The
to
only
learn
one
as
I
I
can
go.
say, the only one I can say that I would really want to consider still. Um, there's two models I can say I'd really still want to consider, and one's out because Rhino needs a team tactic card for this as a robbery, right?
Yeah,
You're not using him.
Rhino and Medusa
Um,
are probably out, right?
yeah, I think the only ones you can consider are Spider Woman, just because she has the extract um, drop type deal, but that's
Hmm.
expensive. I think the other one that I'm still considering is Invincible Iron Man.
Yeah.
Um,
So we can take Emma
but
off. Let's take Hela and Ancient One off. Just clean
ooh, that
things up.
hurts.
I know, it's a lot. Voodoo's also on there.
I think you take him off.
Yeah, Voodoo's a tough one. Captain America First Avenger.
I don't want to, but I think you gotta take him off.
I did look. We don't really have a lot of Avengers, so we really couldn't have. We would have had to splash more Avengers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only way you do that is if you take Invincible Iron Man, and then you're talking, you got him, Iron Man, and the Black Panther, the original.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a strong enough core to kind of get stuff done.
So then Crimson Dynamo probably doesn't make it.
No chance.
So then the fours right now I have Invincible Iron Man and Spider Woman.
Okay. And now we need to go threes.
Yep, threes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut
And we want,
I'm gonna go ahead and cut
you're going to cut cars?
Corvus and Proxima.
Okay, you kind of need them together in tandem,
Yeah, I think they're better together.
then apart. Yeah. So
So
fighty threes, do we want, if we were to go threes, do we want an objective playing fighty three, or just like a straight up murder machine, or do we want two fighty threes, or do we want to limit it down to like two characters and then maybe go from there?
yeah, I think I just kind of cross. I think Black Cat gets cut out. I don't think that's really what we want in the three.
She's a lot of people. I gotta say, the guy in Sweden who did a podcast, he's really big on her.
In Wakanda.
Um, in Wakanda,
I don't
and the
hate it.
reason
I
is
like the
he
idea.
moves her forward. He moves her forward. He puts her next to an extract. Next turn, he takes the extract. He runs and he bounces off. I'm not sure that's kind of what I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Um, that's not really. I don't. I feel like you already have Shuri and Storm,
Yeah.
and I don't know that you necessarily need that steal for sure.
I honestly I play Black Cat probably a little bit different than most people. I'm out here just troublemakering people. I just like giving stagger out to
Staggering
everybody.
people, yeah.
I really like giving
Well,
stagger to everybody.
yeah. If we're trying to do that, we got the Iron Fist guy.
The Iron Fist
Um,
taking an activation and he just hits hard, man. He hits if you're looking for,
yeah.
I feel like if you want someone super fighty, you're looking at like Baron Zemo, Nick Fury, and the
Aaron
Howling
Zemo.
Commandos, and then like Iron Fist and X-23.
All
Um,
right. Well, I would cut out X-23 just because she has that two mystic defense.
that definitely will hurt in the long run. Um, so some points, I think Domino's probably just worse than Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos.
I agree.
So we can get rid of her. Um, I'm not sure. I think Sam does a lot, but I'm not sure it's what we're looking for in a three.
So good. I
He's
mean,
very good.
the thing is he does. The only thing he's really good at is on scoundrels. You're talking like no cover. He can push two characters a turn.
Yeah.
He can ricochet. He can do the lift. He can move the board around a lot. But I think the problem is you're already good on scoundrels.
Yeah. I think
So
that's. I don't think you need it as much as some other affiliations need it. Um, Deadpool probably also misses the cut here.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, Iron Man probably also misses the cut.
Yeah, cut him.
And then
Miles.
I like Miles still. I like the Venom Blast. I think if we stick with Spider Woman, having Miles is also just really good.
Right? Just throw ASM in there, and we got Web Warrior sub affiliation, right?
Yeah. Well, they all do great. They all do great niche things.
They are good.
I'm not ready to. I think I'm ready to cut Mystique and Miss Marvel though.
Yeah, I think Miss Marvel and Mystique have to go.
Just
Mystique, I don't want to cut her because she's got that long move, but her defensive tech, the martial artist, is only within two, and a lot of times she's not going to be within two, but she does have the stealth. Ah, yeah, I guess we cut Mystique. I don't know.
yeah, Mystique's tough.
So
I'm looking at Magic. I really like what Magic does.
I think we keep Magic for now.
Yeah, I just all right. So I think we can keep those threes. I've got Black Cat, Zemo, Nick Fury, Miles, Magic, and Iron Fist.
How many characters are we down to?
We've got 18, so
18. Okay. Okay, so we cut it in half.
yeah, we got it a little bit more than half. But I think we're in a spot where I think we just really we got to decide on what we want out of those point values.
Okay. So let's see. What do we want? Do we
So
need better attack? I think the thing is like I think we almost need like a kaiju or like a big guy. Um,
I like I said, I'm
because
in this weird spot, man. I really think I want like Malekith, Red Skull, Amazing Spider-Man, and then like a three. Um,
uh,
and I don't know how to
let's
feel
see.
about it because I don't know if I want. You know what I mean? Like it feels weird saying that.
I think I'm totally with you on the fives.
Yeah,
I want Red Skull and I want Spy ASM, so I would almost be comfortable locking them in because they're good independently. They don't need tactic cards really to
yeah,
flourish.
yeah. I like them
They do
both.
all the
The
things.
grunts are really good. It allows you to go wide like you want to, but also having an amazing body on Red Skull.
Yeah, and
Red,
if you go at 20, you can definitely do ASM, Red Skull, Storm, uh, Shuri and Black Panther, or M'Baku, Black Panther, Okoye, and the two fives.
yeah, you can play really wide.
That's super good.
Oh God, even at 20, you can do 4, 8, 13,
You can do the
14.
3/4 threats, Shuri, and a five,
Yeah, which is
which is ridiculous.
really good, especially where that 5 has a second body on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like this. So I think you're leaning towards cutting both Malekith and Hulk.
I, I personally am. Now, we could make two variants of the list, but I don't know if that's common. But
Done it
I
before. I've done it
frankly,
before. But I think Hulk's probably safe. Malekith is the one I keep leaning out. I really like um, the attack variation as well as he's played so well in Wakanda for such a long time. It just feels.
yeah.
But I'm gonna leave him for now just to see what we come up with later.
Okay.
Um,
Because the only problem I have with Malekith, and this is where my big hit against him is, right? So he's only got 16 hit points for a seven threat, right? Which that's still a lot, but Hulk's got more, right?
yeah,
And then the other problem you have is his Blades of Midnight is 7 dice, but it doesn't do a thing, right? Hulk's does a thing,
no
right?
trigger on it. Yep.
Um, Hulk's got push on his. Malekith has nothing on his. You have to do ferocity to throw a character. Hulk can push a character off the gate. There's not a lot to.
The changes have definitely
It's
hurt
just
him.
tough.
Ferocity is still really good.
It is still really good.
Large
Cloak of
base is
Shadow is still
needed.
really good.
Cloak of Shadows is great. We're also in one of the affiliations that can make sure that Ferocity goes off on round one every game.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
But either way, I guess the big thing is, do you want? It's really going to come down to, in my mind, it's going to come down to him over the 2/4 threats.
Okay.
Like, is he
Okay.
going to be niche enough in what he's good in, and when you're going to bring him? Is that going to be better than the scenarios you want to bring Invincible Iron Man or Spider Woman?
Okay. Okay.
So
And then
that's
how many 3 threats do we have left?
there's 6 left. That would leave one for the roster.
So we got 9 characters in 2 slots. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, yep, yep.
All right. So let's try weed out some of those threes um, first, I guess.
I think the
Who?
easiest. So if I had to eliminate, what are the three threes you would eliminate? If you had to eliminate
Oh
three of them,
gosh.
I'm gonna make you cut them in half. I have the three that I would.
Okay. I, I think. And who are our 6 threes left? We've got Miles. We've got Magic.
Hmm.
We've got Iron Fist.
Hmm.
We've got Zemo. We got Black Cat.
And then
And who's the last
I've
one?
still got Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos.
I think I'm cutting Nick Fury one.
Hmm.
Um, I think I'm gonna cut. Uh, doesn't feel super good. Because I think I'm going to cut Miles,
Okay.
and I think I want to leave Magic in there because she's got that Mystic attack. So I think I'm cutting Zemo because he doesn't do a thing other than the rerolls, and he doesn't bring variety.
We had
Who are
two
you
of.
thinking?
I had two of those. I did not have Miles. I had Miles over Black Cat. Um,
Okay.
no real reason. I just really like the objective drop. I think that's
Okay.
right on par with Master Cat Burglar. Where
Okay.
since it's an action now, and
Yeah.
it does some damage. Um, but
Okay.
I really listen. I love the stagger on Black Cat, and
Yeah.
they didn't take that away, and that's all I wanted from them. Just to leave that out there, because
All right.
that is what I do with Black Cat is I walk around and stagger people.
So I think what I'm hearing is one of either we want one of either Black Cat or Miles. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think you want one of those two to be in this kind of final discussion. Um, and then I think it's really determining like what do you want because the three that we have, you've got Black Cat, which is a control utility piece, Magic, who's offering you the energy and Mystic and some movement shenanigans. With she deals damage, and then Iron Fist as well, dealing damage, but also having the stun, which is really good against things
Okay.
like Ghost Rider and stuff. So I think those are the threes that combination. I think that where Black Cat is I feel like it could be Miles, and it wouldn't be drastically like. I feel like you could probably argue either way.
All right. So let's leave Black Cat and Miles in there, and we'll make that a decision we do later, right?
Okay, I'm gonna go grab Miles because I already removed it. We're good.
All
Um,
right. So we
so
got so we're down to Miles, Black Cat, and Iron Fist, right?
yeah, doing cut magic
Oh, and Magic.
and magic.
Let's see. I guess we got the Mystic attack with Red Skull, but Magic is just like, if you run into somebody like Web Warriors, right? You
Magic
want that
does.
Mystic attack?
She's definitely going to do a lot of work that we don't have elsewhere. We do
Okay.
have energy attacks, obviously, but we're struggling with like the Mystic. She does bring the Mystic variety with Soul Sword and Dark Child. Um, that could probably be a good reason to take her over
Yeah.
Iron Fist. Um, I like Iron Fist a lot, but I think that's kind of if that attack variety definitely kind of gives her a little bit of an upper hand. Black, I think that's when you would eliminate Miles because the stagger on Black Cat's probably more important.
Okay.
Just I think it's coming down to those characters are there because they're going to, um,
Change the game.
they're gonna help you take away stuff from your opponent, both kind of activation wise. And I think
Yeah.
If Black Cat can spend a turn staggering two people, you've done everything you want to do because you've effectively taken away an entire activation.
I think we're going to go with Black Cat, and the reason why I think I'd rather go with Black Cat
Mm-hmm.
is Cat Claw. She's got a pierce on it, right?
Yeah,
Troublemaker, you can stagger two models in a turn, right?
I love
Um,
that.
Grappling Hook, she can get away. Her Cat Burglar is in action, but so is Miles' attack, where he makes them drop it, right?
Yeah,
Um, the other thing I think is the bad luck, where the enemy characters cannot modify their attack dice and do not roll crits,
yeah,
and the
throwing it.
stealth on top of it. So I think I'm going to go Black Cat. They were big on her in Sweden, and I don't see any reason to change horses midstream.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
I
good with
think,
locking in Black Cat.
all right,
I'm good with locking in Black Cat over Miles there.
okay, so we'll rip out Miles.
So we have four characters left to take out. Again, it's going to come down to are we keeping a fourth threat out of affiliation?
So we got. So do you feel like we need Malekith or Hulk? That's
I cut
that's where I'm
Hulk.
at.
I cut Hulk.
Okay, so you just got
Uh,
Malekith left.
I just have Malekith left. I am okay with cutting him. I like him. I for multiple, like I said, it's also you have that. Like I said, I like the flexibility that he brings. Is just kind of flexing. Um, so like you can play at 15 Malekith, Red Skull, 3 threat.
Okay. Do we
And you
want a Cabal 3 threat so that we can
well
play
you don't
Cabal? Oh
you don't
yeah,
need
we
it.
don't
Red
need
Skull's
it.
Cabal. Yeah.
Oh,
So
you're right. So we could just play straight up Cabal under Red Skull or Malekith.
yeah, well Red Skull's is Hydra, but you can play Malekith's leadership at 15 on Cabal.
Oh yeah,
You can
okay.
also play Malekith, Killmonger, Black Panther, or M'Baku
Oh, that's right.
under either Malekith or Black Panther or M'Baku.
That's right. Killmonger is Cabal.
Yeah, so I like that variety as with the combination of I like the option to play really tall at 15 if needed. If you do get stuck in a weird scenario that you're not super comfortable with, and
Okay.
you get stuck at 15 and you have Gamma, and it's like, okay, let's, what can we do here? And having that option, I think
Yeah,
is
that's true. But
is
then the only thing is with Malekith, you're not going to be juiced up to the 7 or the ferocity turn 1.
yeah. And I think yeah, that's true, and you gotta consider that, you know, so. But Malekith, Red Skull, whoever gets you that option, Red Skull bringing a second body also really helps. Um,
That's true.
kind of do that.
Uh,
You can still technically advance R&D and make sure Malekith has 3 on 1.
that's true. That's true.
So it's
Yeah,
just
I
it's a
think
consideration. It's just hard for me. I feel like he brings enough
so
to the
much.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's just so much option to the roster that it's hard for me to cut him. I'm not sold on it because I think it adds a weird niche that here on Will Laid Plans we haven't really broken into because it's like splashing and affiliation. But I think it's just the ability also to play so tall at 15, which you can
Yeah.
technically play Black Panther and M'Baku and play Wakanda. It's not like you have to play
Yeah.
Cabal. Just having that
So I think
option is something that it's hard for me to completely just kick out the door.
there's somebody I want to cut based on this is good old Jessica Drew, Spider Woman.
Yeah.
Because I think Black Cat does what we want, but for cheaper.
I was gonna get to that when we talked about it, as I think Black Cat is just better at 3, and I think Invincible Iron Man also kind of just falls to the wayside.
Yeah, I'm still so big on him, but he's only on attack. If his Jarvis was on defense, And his Jarvis was on dodges, or even if it was just like Shuri's and it was attack or defense, I would
If it was
totally
this,
do it.
if it was the same thing as Shuri's, I think he's a slam dunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just so
because it would
hard.
just be so much. Yeah. So I think what we're leaning down now to is we got the option of we got Black Cat, we got ASM, we got Red Skull. So I think now our option comes to Iron Fist or Malekith, right?
You're really looking at, do you want a second three or do you want Malekith? So I've still got Magic and Iron Fist, and then
Magic and Iron Fist. Okay.
I'm fine with cutting Magic. I think
Okay.
for me it's really hard. If I'm cutting Magic, I think I want Malekith because I want a Mystic attack in my roster.
You got Red Skull's Mystic Attack, but that's
Yeah,
Suspender, so
yeah.
uh
I,
huh.
that's kind of that weird
That's-
little spot to be in. I think I'm okay with cutting Iron Fist by keeping Black Cat.
okay,
I
so you
think
want to cut Iron Fist?
Yeah, I think the multiple staggers kind of helps do what Iron Fist wants to do.
Okay,
Uh,
so Black Cat just is really doing a lot of stuff we want to do.
yeah, I think Black Cat's really good and probably gets played a lot in this list, which is
Yeah.
hilarious because I was like cutting her for no reason earlier. Just kind of that nerf syndrome. She's just worse now, so I hate her
Yeah,
for
no,
no
it's
reason.
hard for me because I tried to think of other characters. Because the guy in Sweden was huge on her. He's like, I build Black Panther, Black Cat first. And I was
Yeah,
like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that.
I see it
And
though.
she does so much stuff.
She does
It's
everything.
it's obnoxious.
She does everything you want her to do in Wakanda. So yeah, I think I'm at a point where I'm at 11. My roster right now, I have 11. I have Black Panther and M'Baku, Okoye, Shuri, Killmonger, Storm, and then Malekith, Red Skull, Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat, Magic. Um,
I think I'm going with I think I'm going with Malekith.
I'm gonna do Malekith instead of Magic.
I think so because let's look at Magic one more time and see what she's bringing. Because I
She's
don't want to just cut her.
So the energy
Uh,
attacks not massively relevant. We have a bunch of energy attacks. The Soul
she
Sword,
does have that soul sword, the Pierce.
it's got a Wild Pierce on 5 dice, range 2, and then Dark Child is such a good attack. Range 3 for 4
Yeah,
power, 6 dice. The character adds the number of skull results in both attack and defense rolls to its total, and the character gains bleed and incinerate. Um,
yeah,
and then
and she
against
has that
Mystic,
journey through limbo.
yeah, she has a good tactics card, which we probably won't even need. Limbo Step really good, and the Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo. If you do go against Mystic attacks, when this character is defending against a Mystic attack, for each wild the defense roll, it may change one of the attacker's hit crit wilds to a blank, and gains a power for each die changed. Really good.
All right, but she's got 5 health.
She's 5/5. Yeah,
She's got 5, and no defensive tech.
no defensive tech.
Other than that,
Against the
that
Mystic.
mystic deal.
Yeah, she'd be really
So
reliant on Shuri, upgrading her. You'd probably pair
so
them on a side if you did it
I
that way.
I
I,
think I'm comfortable going with Malekith.
I
That's
think
where I'm.
Malekith brings
You brought me
more.
around to it. Yeah.
I think it brings more to situation, like, because in reality, This is the 10th spot on the roster. You're not playing this model a ton,
No, but you have him for the situations,
but the
and
situ.
also I think when you have him in your 10, people look across and they're like, "Oh, Malekith, they're playing Malekith."
Yeah,
Whenever they see CGR or Hulk or Malekith, they're like, "I got to prepare for them."
I was getting ready to bring that up and how much of a quote unquote scare tactic it is
Yeah.
to have one of those models in your list. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on tactics real quick. What's your? I know that
Okay.
advanced R&D is your big one. What's the other restricted card you look for?
So that's up in the air. I think it's between brace and patch up for me.
Okay.
Um, I don't go sacrifice because Okoye has bodyguard.
Hmm.
If you really think that's important, you can get it online early with Spirit of Wakanda. Um, so I think you're definitely doing Spirit of Wakanda. You're definitely doing Wakanda Forever. You're definitely doing Advanced R&D. You're definitely doing Usurp the Throne for Killmonger when you bring him.
So the
Uh,
Wakanda, just to make sure, the Wakanda cards we want to consider are Spirit of Wakanda and Wakanda Forever, right? I don't need to read.
Vibranium Shielding,
Okay, that's the other one. I
Jabari
did.
Chieftain.
That was the one I was reading right now because I couldn't remember. I'm super not all that familiar. We spur of the moment did this, so trial by combat's not good, right? That's the one that's not very good.
Trial by Combat, that's the one that takes away
That one's
the
not good.
leadership, if you will. Yeah, I that comes in the new box, so I'm not even looking at that right now.
Yeah, that one's not good. When this character suffered damage, pretty good.
So let's see what we got here. I'm trying to think of.
Vibranium shielding seems good in certain matchups.
Yeah, Vibranium Shielding's. It's not an every game type card, but it is good. If you have a reduction or if you have a matchup where you think you're going to be fighting a lot.
What characters?
Uh,
Ooh, do you consider? Do we work on Malekith's card as far as Midnight Phantasmagoria?
so let's see.
I think we
I got.
consider it. I'm not sure you need it, but I think we consider
I'm
it.
not sure you need it, but you can throw it in there, right?
Yeah, none of the other characters. So the only character affiliated cards we have that we haven't went over already are the second Killmonger card, which is in the new pack, so we don't really need to focus on. I do think it's good. It's going to be hard to bring with Wakanda. Um, Malekith's card, Red Skull doesn't have any that aren't affiliated elsewhere. Amazing Spider-Man doesn't have any worth looking at, and Black Cat also doesn't. I lied. He does have a really good card.
Who?
Peter Parker has a great card that came in the Go Get
The
'em
updated.
Tiger. I forgot about this
Yeah.
card. It came in the Earth's Mightiest Core set. I forget about it all the time. It's very, very good. Um, it's an unaffiliated reactive card. When he dazes or KOs a non-grunt enemy character after the effect is resolved, he can spend 2 power to play the card. If he's holding an objective token, he may remove up to 3 damage and up to 1 special condition. If he's not contesting a secure objective, he may advance small. This card's very, very good.
That's really good, especially with ASM and Wakanda.
Yeah, I forgot. I always forget about it because I don't own that core set, but that card is
I don't
splendid.
either. Yeah.
Card's very, very good.
Go get
Uh,
him, Tiger. Yeah.
so brace and then patch up, and
I
then
think
what about like miss objective?
mission objective's not bad. Let's see. As of what I was playing earlier today, I had Spirit of Wakanda, Wakanda Forever, Vibranium Shielding, Advanced R&D, Usurp the Throne, Jabari Chieftain, and we got either Patch Up or Brace. The other cards I was looking at for this list, it's Psychic Shield Device,
PSD.
which I think that can be cut, right?
I don't know if we need it
Uh,
anymore. I think we've kind of built the
uh,
list around them. I do like Psychic Shield Device though, but I don't know if we
okay.
necessarily need it.
Do we
It
need Eyes on the Prize anymore?
That's the one I was gonna ask. I know you mentioned that a lot.
I think you keep it for Red Skull.
Yeah, I think it's still worth it just in case. It is hard to just blow all your tactics cards on the first turn.
Yeah.
Cards also then there's I guess we're not really a face me. We're not really a face me list. Oh,
No.
that's the wrong card. I just clicked on first class like we were
I
playing
think we're
Magic.
going to want the Midnight Fantic Moria that
Yeah,
Malekith brings. Because
yeah. I
that's
think
just so important for keeping him alive.
yeah. Midnight Phantasmagoria is so good. I think you look at Recalibration Matrix.
For
Um,
Malekith, yeah.
yeah, I think you look at Grievous Wounds as well.
Have you thought about Inspiring Monologue?
Let's pull it up. Probably not.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't looked at this card in so long. All right, any ally character may spend 3
Yeah.
power to play this card. Choose another ally character. That character may reroll any number of defense dice this round. I like the art on it. I like that
Do we
Thanos symbol.
really? Yeah. Do we really need that though? Because we're going to want our energy to save our own characters, right? We're going to want them to be able to reroll, right?
I'm not sure we
So
need it.
I don't think you need
What
it because you have
about
Midnight Fantic Moria or whatever you
yeah,
want to call it.
Midnight Phantasmagoria? What about versatile strategy?
I wouldn't bring that. Like, I feel like at the beginning of the game, you're either going to go with M'Baku or Panther's leadership.
I think it's a
Um,
little too fancy. It's just one of the weird
it's too
scenarios.
cheeky.
one of the weird scenarios where you can actually bring it up and like feel good about it.
How you feel about no matter the cost?
That's ironic. That I just pulled that up right before you said that.
Oh wow, it's like I'm seeing your screen even though I'm not.
Yeah, which is great. People are like, "Oh, they're looking at the same screen." We're not. I am not sharing my screen right now.
Yeah.
I very easily could have shared my screen, but I did not, and I'm not really sure why. I just did not. Um, but yeah, when a character declares an attack action, they can suffer 1 to 3 damage, reduce the attack cost by 3. I'm gonna click on it, and then I'm gonna go look at some spenders here and see. So
You
Black
bring that for
Panther's
Killmonger,
spender.
or
Black Panther's is 3. That makes his
you don't
1.
want to take damage with Black Panther.
No, that's what I'm trying to
Uh,
see. Killmonger's would be free. That's you don't love
M'Baku's
it.
would be,
You can make
yeah,
book. You
you
can butcher a Thor's for 1 on Malekith though.
yeah, and then here's the other thing is if you have Spirit of Wakanda and you don't burn it on the first turn, you no matter the cost, and then you can have somebody else Spirit of Wakanda and they only take 1 damage.
All right. So we've got 16 cards right here. I've got Advance R&D, Usurp, Spirit, Wakanda Forever, Jabari Chieftain, Vibranium Shielding, Midnight Phantasmagoria, Go Get 'em Tiger, Brace Patch Up, Mission Objective, Eyes on the Prize, Recalibration Matrix, Grievous Wounds, Inspiring Monologue, no matter the cost.
I think I'm kind of inspiring monologue.
I think that's an easy one. I think the power is a little too much. I don't think we need Grievous Wounds. I don't know if I
No,
want to cut
it's
it quite yet. It is. I don't think we
okay.
have. I don't think we have trouble with. I, I'm gonna leave it for just a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up here. I don't think we cut any of these. I need to read this.
I think I'd cut mission objectives.
Yeah, I was trying to
Uh,
think of how much we wanted to play like the extract secure game because mission objectives ends up being really
I
good. I
think we want to stay focused on secures and attrition.
I think I'm
That's
leaning. I'm also think I'm leaning towards patch up over brace. Um,
patch up over brace.
so
Now I
my
was playing patch up and I switched to brace. I want to hear your logic on this because
my
it is
defense on it is we have in our list they have 2 characters over size 2, and Malekith being size 4 and M'Baku being size 3. Everybody else is size 2.
okay.
We're rolling really well on defense. Physically, we're looking at 3 4 4 4 3 4 3
You got
3 4 4.
the leadership.
You have your leadership reroll. You've got Shuri's rerolls.
Furies is not on dodge rolls,
It's not
so
on dodges. It's just defense. Okay.
I think it's just
Yeah,
defense
it
and
is.
offense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you've got the reroll from the leadership. At most, you're looking at like outside of Malekith, you're looking at 4 damage at the most. Most likely 3 damage with rerolls. I feel like you're pretty safe. I think patch up being able to heal 5.
Like if you heal 5 on ASM, that's soul crushing to your opponent.
Same thing with like Black Panther, right? Like Black Panther or
Right.
M'Baku, getting M'Baku down to 1 and then having him all the way back, having 6 damage on M'Baku and then having 1 damage on M'Baku hurts. Like that hurts.
Yeah.
Like, and he
Yeah,
also
that's fair.
doesn't suffer damage from collisions of other characters with a solid frame. So
Right. So that's
yeah,
kind of redundant for the
yeah. I think
yeah.
I'm at patch up. I don't hate brace. I just think advanced. I brace and patch up are usually the 2 that I run in almost every list. So.
Okay. Okay.
But we need advanced R&D for a lot of the shenanigans we're trying to do. So I think I'm on patch up. I am here to hear
I
anything you
agree.
want to say about brace.
No, I will agree with you on that. That
And those are
sounds
very easily interchangeable. Like play style, pattern. You play some games. Like those are things. We're just trying to give you a good starting point for a tournament ready list. But just know that brace and patch up are never wrong. Um, So, and then we've got Midnight Phantasmagoria, we're not cutting. Vibranium Shielding, probably also not cutting. Also, I think that's kind of, that also helps with getting rid of Brace because that also reduces it down to 1. So even
okay.
if you,
I think we don't necessarily need to go get him Tiger if we have patch up.
yeah. I like Go Get Him Tiger. I think
Oh, it's a great card.
it's so. I
Don't
think
get
it
me
really
wrong.
depends on what you want to do. So we have 4 cuts left. I think we lose
Okay.
mission objective.
Okay.
Grievous
What
wounds.
what are the cards left?
So
We got how many slots left?
2 slots left, and you have. Well, I guess wait. Hold on. Let me. 12. You got to cut 2 of Go Get 'em Tiger, Eyes on the Prize, Recalibration of Matrix, and No Matter the Cost.
Go get him, Tiger,
Yeah, and then you've got.
because we got the patch up. And then I don't really know. So there's Recal Matrix, right? Which that could be helpful with Malekith. But you already got so many rerolls with Shuri and Black Panther, right?
Yeah, I was honestly, I think I was leaning towards Recal and No Matter the Cost.
I think I would rather go with no matter the cost, though.
I'm worried about No
Um,
Matter the Cost with this list because of the points we're trying
yeah,
to score fast. I don't want to damage
take
ourselves.
damage. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my
that makes
concern.
sense.
That's my only concern. I do like
Yeah, no, that
getting Killmonger's Spender for free. Um, all the rest of them for 1 or free, but you're not using it on Black Panther. You're
right,
probably not using it on M'Baku.
right.
You use it on Killmonger, but then you've cut his health in half,
Yeah,
and then like
and it's
you
maybe
can use
not worth it.
it on Malekith, the Butcher of Thors, especially early. But like, I don't know how I feel about just like loading our tactics cards for a Malekith that we're probably not playing all that often.
All right, so
Same
here's
thing with Red Skull. If we take 3 on Red Skull, then you're probably
here's
using all-consuming obsession. So now you've taken 4 damage.
here's
Ugh.
my question. Here's my question.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So, all right, so do we do we? And this is a big if. Do we bring a cabal card just to throw people off?
There are really good Cabal cards.
Like Cosmic Invigoration.
Cosmic Invasion is a really good Cabal card. We do affiliation.
Uh,
There's a lot of really good Cabal cards. There's also Dark Ray.
Dark Rain. Yeah.
Dark Ray's great.
Yeah, it says Cabal character may spend 3 play this card, choose an enemy character. Allied characters can reroll any number of attack dice when attacking the chosen character this round. Now, the only thing about that is if we play Cabal, and let's say we go Malekith, Killmonger, Red Skull, we're already at 16, right? So we'd probably throw in a Koye, right?
So the one thing about
Uh,
Cosmic Obliteration is it's not affiliated. You can take it with anything. It's not affiliated card. It's unaffiliated.
Cosmic what?
Obliter
Invigoration?
Obliteration.
Cosmic
It's a Johann.
Obliteration.
Yeah, it's a Red Skull card. You can spend any amount of power to play this card. You remove all special conditions from him. Then you choose a non-dazed enemy character within 3, and then they gain
I think
Hex
you're talking.
resistant.
Wait. Okay, hold on. Acquired character, right?
Hmm.
Is it a Red Skull card?
Yeah, it's a Johann Schmidt card.
Okay, hold on. Let me find this here. I will go with required character, Johann,
Yeah, Johann.
Cosmic Obliteration. Okay. You spend any amount of energy to play this card, remove all special conditions from Johann Schmidt, and choose a non-dazed enemy character within 3. For each energy spent, each chosen character then
Hex.
choose 1 non-dazed Hex, Root, or Incinerate. Ooh, that's a pretty good card.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about, and then I realized
I was
shortly
talking about
after.
Cosmic Invigoration, yeah.
Yeah, I realized you weren't talking about that, and then I was like,
Uh,
Cosmic Invigoration. Is that an ability? Is that even a? I can't find that anywhere.
let's see, Victory Assured is kind of an interesting one.
So I feel like if you play Dark Rain, you're not really. You
Made it to
probably
Wakanda.
you're not super committed, I think, but then you don't need recalibration of Matrix. Um,
Yeah. I think Victory Assured's an interesting Johann Schmidt card.
Yeah,
Have you looked at that one?
I forgot those both existed. So
Okay. So I'm kind of leaning Victory Assured because Cosmic Obliteration's in the new core. And I feel like striking out against the new core.
I will. I don't know I know the characters in it, but I forget about the cards all the time. All
So
right, so it can.
Victory Assured says beam 3, 6 dice. If this attack dazes or KOs the target, this character gains a stun special condition. Not a big deal. When this character is making the attack, add dice equal to each damage suffered to play this card. So you're talking you can suffer up to 5, right?
So beam
And you
3
can
is
have a
11
beam
dice.
10 if for 4 damage. If you want to suffer 5, you can have a beam 11.
That seems good, but
I don't know if that's our plan though.
yeah, I'm not sure that's really where we want to be.
Okay. So maybe we want to take a just a neutral card that's not Red Skull. Maybe
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get rid of Dark Rain. I think we're just being too fancy.
we're trying to find the diamond in the rough here.
Yeah, I don't hate trying it. I mean, try them out. See, people listening, try them out.
There's a fallback. People are big on fallback.
I looked at fallback the first time through, and I wasn't sure if it's what we wanted to be doing or not.
I don't think we do. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else we could possibly want. There's Marked for Death. I do like that.
I do like Mark for Death.
I do like me some Marked for Death.
So we're gonna go get him Tiger. We have Eyes on the Prize, Recal, and No Matter the Cost. We can go bring in Mark for Death. I'm not sure when we would bring Mark for Death.
Web Warriors.
Yeah, but do we really struggle in that matchup?
Uh, you're gonna be dropping a lot of extracts, but you're gonna be controlling the secures, so that's a good question. You can't really chase down stuff other than with Black Cat and Malekith.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
Black Hat, Malekith chase down stuff. We got range 3 attacks pretty much everywhere else across the board.
hmm,
Amazing Spider-Man can chase down whatever you want him to.
yeah, that's true. We got ASM, so
We have our
maybe we
own
don't bring
AS.
March for Death.
We have our own ASM and Black Cat if we really want it when we're
We've
playing
got our
Marvel.
own ASM and Black Cat. That's right.
So I'm gonna go
All
ahead and
right.
cut
So,
that. I'm at 11 right now. Advanced
okay, what are the
RNG.
two that are?
You're looking at Eyes on the Prize, Recal, and No Matter the Cost. You got to cut one of them.
I think I'm cutting no matter the cost because I want to prevent damage rather than take damage.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's where I
All
would
right.
be leaning.
Now we gotta go to our.
If I'm cutting Recalibration Matrix, I want to keep Go Get 'em Tiger. So I think I'm good with Recalibration Matrix.
Cool, cool. And now we gotta pick our secures and extracts, right?
So secures, I've
I'm
got.
going to tell you right now, I have some strong feelings about the secures.
I'm ready. I do not have strong feelings, but I am
I
looking
have.
at
I am
Superpowered
pro
Scoundrels.
superpower scoundrels because that scores fast.
I like it.
I am pro infinity formula goes missing because that scores fast.
Okay, I'm good with
And I'm
that.
pro riot sparks over extremist because that scores fast.
Right.
And they're not pay to flip.
I like Riot Sparks too. Okay. 1720. Those are bad. I'm looking at what was the other Mutant
Probably
Madness.
the only other two I'd consider
Flashpoint.
is I'd consider Cosmic Invasion or Fisk are the only other two I'd think about.
I think you lose Fisk to too many other teams.
I agree. I agree.
I think Sword Base is one you might want to consider. Let's see. I think you can play wide enough at 15, and it scores 4 points, and we have the tech to be able to hit. So Amazing Spider-Man can actually hit all 4 of them in one turn. I don't know if you knew that.
What? What? Hold on. Explain this to me.
So on the G, if he's set up on, say, the bottom left on the top end, he can web swing to the one, and then he can move to the other
Okay.
two, and he can hit all four of them.
Oh wow.
So granted, you do have to have, I think 6 total power to do it all.
Yeah, do we lose that to Web Warriors?
Huh? Ah.
Do we lose? They're so good right now.
So Web Warriors, I think, are a tough matchup on there, but having Amazing Spider-Man and Black Cat, can we stay affiliated there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We would need it to be 16. Oy.
I think we want the riots. 'Cause it gives us that extra 2.
So on 15, you would be looking at like Black Panther, Shuri, Storm, Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, that's not
That's
bad.
a really tough.
That's pretty
That's
good.
a really tough 15 to deal with on a scenario base, depending on what your extract is. And it's just something to consider. I'm gonna throw it in there just for
Okay.
considerations. Just
Okay.
I
So that way we
I
got 4 in there.
yeah, I like the 3. I think the 3 are good. Extracts.
But we still
Extracts
extracts.
is
I
a
have senators,
okay. Yep.
scrolls,
Okay.
spider infected. I could see paranoid pummels populace.
I
Um,
think you consider cubes, right?
I don't like cubes for them.
Because of the
And the
damage.
reason I don't like cubes is because it's taking the damage, and that's one of the things you're really good at preventing.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a team where you want to take damage all the time.
So
Um,
I think I
and
like I
hammers
think
is a trap, I feel.
hammers. I don't think this is a hammers list. We talk about it all the
No.
time that I think too many people are playing hammers and way too many people are playing demons that shouldn't be. I do think we want to play senators. I'm 100% on spider infected, and I hate spider infected. Trust me, I'm never one that's gonna want to consider that. I think scrolls is good. I think we're fine on scrolls.
Okay.
So I think
Let's
I
see
think
what
it
else
comes
there
down
is.
to I don't think we're playing Alien Ship or Deadly Legacy Virus or Fear. We're definitely not Research or Montesi.
I think paranoid pummels populace would be our 4th one if
I
but this says you got to kind of be close together,
I like
and that's not
Paranoia.
necessarily good.
I think Paranoia is
Okay.
actually I actually like it. Um, in this,
Okay.
just I listen. I do not like Spider Infected. It's gonna be real hard for me to choose Spider Infected. I will fight.
Okay.
But Scrolls is actually the one I'm not 100% sold on. Scrolls, we roll our physical defense. We're rolling 4s or 3s, which isn't bad. I feel like pushing ourselves away isn't really where we want to be.
Again,
Also,
pushing towards isn't really where we want to be.
yeah, also 20 threat I think helps our opponents.
Okay.
I think
So you want like a mid-level threat.
I think we thrive in those mid levels, those 15, 16, 17s. I think anything
Okay.
over that, I think we could get out attritioned by like I don't know how on 20
Convocation.
I don't know how on 20 we beat Criminal Syndicate on a big extract, if that makes sense.
I mean, you're getting most of the secures off them though.
Are you though? Because all their secures are counting
As well,
supply.
think about this. Panther's pushing twice, right? So he's going to get at least one person off the point. Shuri's pushing twice, so she's going to get 2 people off that point every turn. Unless they bring a ton of 4 threats.
But they have a bunch of characters. They have a bunch of big threats. They have a bunch of size 4s as well.
Tanky, beefy boys, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rhino and who else do they normally run?
So you have Rhino and
Tank has
Bill.
3.
So Bill's always going to come back, right?
Bill's always coming back.
Because he's got honor guard. Rhino's not moving. And then you've got Kingpin,
He'll
which
move.
he can move. He can't get thrown, but he can move. Um, I think it just gets tough on
It
that
gets
super.
murky.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
interesting, and like where they're always gonna have all those big guys. It feels like when you have the Shuris and the Okoyes, the littler models, it kind of doesn't feel great.
You just gotta kill them, man.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's true.
Red Skull, Malekith,
And that's why
throw them in there.
I like that because it gets that. Scrolls is the one I'm most weary on just because of the 20 threat and
Okay.
taking characters out of position.
You would
Um,
take Paranoia.
I like Paranoia. I think we can play Paranoia really well. Of you can kind of
Yeah.
double team the sides. We can have enough characters and we can get the bonus points pretty easily. Um, with Paranoia that way, because we're trying to score fast, and I think we can kind of steal some bonus points on that. But that's where I think
I
those are
think
the
it's a
four.
slow. I think it's more of a slow secure though, or slow extract. Sorry,
So you can get.
that's the only thing I would say.
So it is tied for the highest amount of points you can get on an extract with 5. Well, tied for
Can you get
second, because
5?
yeah, you can get 5. So the way it works is there's 4 things you can pick up, and then you get a bonus
Okay.
point if you're near a character holding one.
Okay, so it says during the cleanup phase, if one or more characters holding disturbance are within 2 of another allied character, those characters control the player scores 1 VP.
Yep.
So,
So you score. So during scoring, a player scores 1 VP for each disturbance a character they control is holding. And then in addition, during the cleanup phase, if one or more characters holding are within 2 of another allied character, those characters controlling
so
players
you can
score
get
1.
more than 5, right?
You can only do that once. So it's 1 or more. So you can only get 1
Oh,
bonus
okay.
victory point.
But, but if you're saying during the cleanup phase, if one or more characters, oh, I gotcha. So 5. So yeah, that makes sense. Sorry,
So
my brain was not braining.
yeah, you're fine. So it's tied
I,
for second behind Mutant Extremists and Deadly Legacy, where you can get 6. Deadly Legacy's only once, and then Mutant Extremist has the 6 senators. But the spiders, cubes, and then paranoia can all score 5.
okay. All right. So I think that's good. We got 3 secures, or we got 3 extracts, extremists, spy infected, paranoia populous.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm cool with. Like I said, I left scrolls in here because I do think scrolls. I'm more worried about 20. Um,
Right.
I
Right.
I feel like so many people want to play those
I,
high threat values, and I have
I
started really focusing on like the 17s and below, and just realizing how
feel
unprepared a
like
lot of people are.
I feel like by and large we're going to choose our secures because we want to score fast, and that's what we have the most control over.
Yeah,
Like kind of like in sports, you want to play to your game type thing, right?
yeah.
You don't want to play their game. So
But
I think
if they have similar secures, our extracts aren't going to be something that you're going to see all that often because we
that's
don't
true.
have research, we don't have hammers. Those are some that a lot of people really want
I
to play.
think I think these 3 that we have make it where they don't want to pick our extracts. They want to pick our secures.
Yep. So
So, because 20, you're right, 20 for scrolls is too tempting to a lot of people. They'll say, "Oh man, I can play 20 and I can just crush you into
you
oblivion."
can play a lot more of an attrition game on 20. Not that we
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
play attrition, but they're definitely going to focus if they're an attrition based list, and you're going to see a lot
Well,
more spider foes. Spider foes, especially when the new models come out, I have a feeling are going to be a really highly played attrition based list.
yeah, and I don't want to. I don't want to see I don't want to see CGR at 20 and
Yeah, then
all
because they
that
have 20 plus
nastiness.
14 points, it's just. So I think I'm locking in the extracts: spider infected,
Okay.
paranoia, mutant extremists.
Okay.
Secures. We've got superpower scoundrels, infinity formula, riot sparks. I have sword base in there. I actually really like sword base. I'm just gonna leave it at.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at 4. I think the
Okay.
top 3 are probably right. I'm gonna personally, if when I get around to giving this list a whirl, I think I want to test out sword base just to see, and I would like for you to see if you can play it and see what you think.
Okay.
Um, but I think Infinity Formula, Riot Sparks, and Superpowered Scoundrels is the where you want to stay. So we've got a
Okay.
list. We've got it locked in here. I'm gonna run it through real
There we
quick.
go.
10 characters. We've got Black Panther, 1 OG, M'Baku, Okoye, Shuri, Killmonger, Storm. then Malekith the Accursed, Red Skull Master of Hydra, Amazing Spider-Man, and Black Cat. And then for our tactics cards, we've got Advanced R&D and Patch Up as our restricted cards, Usurp the Throne, Spirit of Wakanda, Wakanda Forever, Jabari Chieftain, Vibranium Shielding, Midnight Phantasmagoria, Eyes on the Prize, and Recalibration Matrix. For our secures, we're going Superpower Scoundrels, Infinity Formula, Riot Sparks. Extracts, we're going to go Spider Infected, Paranoia, Mutant Extremis. What do you think?
Fun fact: we got 6 leaders in our list.
We do have a lot of leaders. I actually, when I was looking at it, there were a lot of
I
stars.
see the stars.
Lots of
Yeah,
stars. Lots of stars.
I think we got a good list. Actually, somebody had mentioned Red Skull to me earlier today,
Yeah.
and I kind of dismissed it. And after you talked it through with me, I'm really thinking Red Skull on this list is going to be very nice.
We can play 4 of our 6 leaders. No, we can play 5.
Yeah,
We can play, yeah, we can play 4 of our 6. We cannot play Red Skull. We cannot play Storm. But we can play Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat, Malekith at 15, affiliated Web Warriors.
right.
And we can play Malekith, Red Skull, um, 4 threat at
Yeah,
15. And play,
Killmonger maybe
was that the, or was it a 3 threat? It would have to be a 3. It'd be Storm
3.
right? Hold on, Matt.
Yeah, yeah.
7, 5, 12, 13. Yeah, at 16 you can play a 4. If you want to play tall. I think
Crazy,
we can
crazy.
actually play Cabal at a lot of levels because we have Killmonger as well. You can play Cabal almost. You can play a Cabal at any threat value. I think 7, 16. Yeah, you can play at any threat level. You can't play. You can play 20 Cabal. So we can play Cabal at any level. Not that that's our plan, but we can do it if we wanted to. So
If you have to,
so
yeah.
we can go to the list breakdown. Just make sure we didn't do anything wonky here. 14's not a thing. We've got plenty of options at 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, and 20. We've got a really good spread of options in the list breakdown. It's really fun. You get down here to the Malekith ones, and there's like 4. There's like 1 option on each list. It's like, hey, you can do
You
this.
will play it this way.
Yeah, but under 15, boys, Amazing Spider-Man, Malekith, Black Cat. It's there. It can happen. But yeah, there's plenty of
Ooh,
options for. We have 1 option at 17 for Malekith actually, which is funny. You can only play Malekith, Red Skull, Amazing Spider-Man, and be affiliated at 17.
wow, that's
It's a fun.
that's a spicy
it's a 17.
spicy hot take.
Thankfully, our list should prevent us from ever actually needing that. So
Yeah, we should never have to do that.
we
But
should never have
if we
to.
do, it's there.
It is there, but plenty of
It's like
options
a
to play.
flare.
Yeah, plenty of options to play Black Panther and M'Baku at every point level. For those on YouTube watching, you're going to be able to see plenty of it here where I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. You're going to see a lot of it. So, but that's the list. Anything you want to add? Anything else you got?
Oh man, I'm excited. I updated the list to be what I'm playing now.
Yeah, I'm
And I
excited.
gotta go
I'm
out and
excited
get
to
Red
hear.
Skull.
Yeah, I know you're going to be able to jam some games on. I think you play a good bit of TTS too, don't you?
I play every once in a while. I've been playing more recently with it being a slow season at work, and
Yeah.
so
So Red Skull's a really good model to own. So, but I would, yeah, I'll help you. I'll get on TTS. We can jam a game. That way you can. I don't want you to have to buy him without testing him, but I think he does fit in really well here.
I think he's a great call.
Yeah, I think he's a good one. So, but this is the list, everybody. Leave your comments if you want to test it. I know Ryan's going to give the list to Whirl. I don't actually own M'Baku, ironically, of this list. Is the
Oh,
model I don't own. I am.
he's so fun to paint.
I don't paint, man. Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh, now the internet's gonna yell at me. See what you did here.
I'm not big on painting, but he's fun to paint.
Yeah,
He's one of the best
and
models.
yours looked really nice. Yours looked really, really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I've
you.
been wanting to pick up this box because M'Baku plays in Criminal Syndicate. I hate Claw, honestly.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
don't think
bought it for
it's.
M'Baku.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Oh, it was
a.
a pain in the butt to assemble too.
Yeah, I heard that as well. So I've got a outrageous amount of like store credit at the store that I'm that I frequent here in South Charleston, Lost Legion. I think I've got like $240 of like store credit.
Ooh, grabbing Baku.
Yeah, so I have no reason not to. I've been kind of more towards the core set. But anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If there are any lists or any thing you guys want us to talk about or hear us talk about, I'm kind of getting this series ramped up. I've been bothering Ryan to get on here for a while. We finally just made it happen. I've got a couple more in the pipeline ready to go, and I'm going to do one, probably a solo with me. I'm going to try to get someone else in. I kind of want to I'm going to kind of go over my criminal syndicate list that I talk about a lot, and do kind of a tier list, a character tier list. And I've wanted to do that for a while. I'm trying to get someone on with me to just kind of do a fun little tier list. I think it'd be a fun little thing. But Ryan, super appreciate you. I know I've
Thanks.
got another one in the
Thank you.
pipeline with you, hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again.
Oh, of course. It's always my pleasure to have you on here. I love talking to you about all this stuff. So, but we'll get you back here soon. Like I said, all recommendations, leave them in the back. Let us know, what you want to hear next, and continue to have a great time. And this should be out maybe right before Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to all those that celebrate. Happy holidays to all those that celebrate other holidays, and have a happy New Year, everybody.